Now tune into the biggest ever. YMCMB, Tunchi Lee, Young Angel, Young Lion, man. Y'all boys get on the track with Onika Mirage and y'all still dying, man. What's up? We in this bitch. This ain't gonna be the first time that I do numbers on 2 crutches. Seen more plaques than 2 brushes. Until I'm at the pearly white gates, I gotta move something, do something. All meetings happen in person, so they can't prove nothing. No, they ain't.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yo, what's going on, man? What's going on, world? What's going on, boxing world? It's your boy Ryan Fraser, and I'm back with another one. Boxing Talk Up North. Thanks for tuning in with the boy. Thanks for all the love and support. Make sure you smash the like button when you come on in. And oh shoot, man, the Gaming Marshal. Happy birthday, my guy. Happy birthday, man. I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope you have a good weekend coming up, man. And don't try to drink too much, you know. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Smash the like button. Let me know where you're from. Maybe drop your flag of your country, man. Represent. And we got an unusual week of boxing, or weekend of boxing. Also make sure you share the stream so we can get more people in here, get some more interaction, and get some more opinions. It's always good to have different opinions in the space. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, we got an unusual weekend of fights in a way of not a lot of big names, but definitely quality boxing, if you ask me. You know, there's definitely some dudes in around the weight divisions that we're all looking at right now, you know, especially the bigger stars in the sport. There's a couple of guys that are going to be fighting this weekend that we can see some big fights maybe, man. Yeah. Yeah, everyone I could share it to. Honestly. Oh man, yeah, man. You must be on somewhere on the other side of the earth, or I don't know. Or maybe they got an early morning tomorrow. I mean, I get it, man. When you gotta work, you gotta go get your beauty sleep, man. But salute to everybody out there, boxing fans. You know what it is. Boxing Talk Up North. We got a big rematch coming up this weekend. Let's talk about it, man. Let's start right there. O'Shaquie Foster and Concasio. The rematch, man, it's going on. Obviously, the first fight had a whole bunch of controversy about it. I believe that was on that Shakur Stevenson Artem card where we got that fight. So it'll be interesting to see how this fight plays out. To be quite honest, I thought O'Shaquie Foster won the first fight, and I just didn't think that O'Shaquie Foster did enough to convince the judges. And I'm not saying he lost, but I'm just saying his style of fighting kind of left that fight in limbo. And I feel like when you are fighting like that, you were giving the judges a chance to take the fight away from you. So O'Shaquie Foster came out. He boxed good. Concasio, he didn't really stop coming forward. And I think, like, if you're gonna look at the way modern boxing is being judged now, moving forward is huge. You know, you get a lot of bonus points for that, even though some people consider it you're just following, you're not cutting off the ring. So basically what I'm trying to say is Concasio, though he wasn't landing a lot of punches, he was getting points off of aggression because he was moving forward. I don't agree with that. I think you can win a fight on the back foot. We've seen it before. We've seen boxers do it before. We've seen Floyd Mayweather do it before, you know, win a fight on his back foot. So I do believe it's possible. I think it's part of the game. I think the judging, you got to be wary of who's judging, man. You just got to know what those judges like. I think, you know, I don't know if these guys get the name of the judges well in advance before the fights, but I think if you do, you know, your team might even have to look at the way that the judges have called fights in the past, whether that is they're going and looking at fights that they judged before recently. But you got to do your homework on the judges nowadays, especially because we don't have the scoreboard, man. We need live scoring in boxing. I'm gonna beat that drum until it happens, man, because Somebody gonna get it done. I don't know which sanctioning body's gonna take liberty on that, but you need after each round we need a 10, a 9 for which side, and then you need like the full, from each judges, and then you need the full line of how each fight is going. No, sorry, each round is going, so that we have a consensus of where the fight is at. It's a terrible feeling when we get done with 12 rounds, and it's taking them like so long to get these cards all tallied up. Like, that should never be a thing. Like, we should never be sitting around wondering if somebody got robbed. And I feel like that's what we're doing more and more than anything. A lot of people were saying that in the Arthur Beterbiev and Bivol fight that Bivol was robbed, and two of those cards were good, in my opinion. Two of them were good. The one was pretty wide, but two of them were good. So I mean, I don't know where we're getting with all this judging. It's just tearing the sport down. And if anybody watched that first fight, the rematch is obviously happening this weekend, but with O'Shaquie Foster and Concasio, O'Shaquie Foster controlled the fight on his back foot. He did, but at the same time, yeah, judging's all subjective, man. It's to who's looking at the time. It's to who likes what they're seeing. That's the name of the game, man. At the end of the day, you can't really tell these judges how to judge, and you shouldn't really, because they're put in that position for a reason, and we're just, as fans, we're just here to enjoy the fight. But I do think it does put a black eye on the sport when the fans feel like somebody won and the judges feel like another dude won. But at least let's get these judges to tell us why they called the fight a certain way then. And then I think, if that happens, then obviously we got some sort of we got an answer. At least we ain't getting no answers right now. So when these fights get done like this and these judges walk off, nobody gets the answer to it, and then it just becomes a huge discussion of was it a robbery or not. But we'll have to see. Ryan Rozicki or Perlatame. I got Rozicki this time by KO. Yeah, that's my guy, man. Who do you think is the best fighter ever? It's not just in boxing. I don't know, man. I haven't watched enough UFC, and I feel like history is a huge thing, like I know I don't talk about Sugar Ray Robinson a lot because I never got to see him fight. That's just quite frankly, but dude has like 200 fights. Guys that do that type of stuff are just crazy. But yeah, John Jones is the beast. I love me some John Jones, man. I feel like his best fight was here in my city, Toronto, when he fought Alexander what's that guy's name, Gustafsson or whatever. That first fight they had was crazy, bro. That fight was nuts. But my favorite fighter of all time probably is Roy Jones Jr. Never seen anybody that athletic and like do everything wrong and still be successful. Like, that was the thing for me. Like, that's why I'm like, Roy can't coach, because Roy fought wrong. He didn't fight technically at all. But yeah, we on the Robinson Canal Foster topic. I'm gonna pull up the schedule so you guys can see it for that night, because we're gonna talk about a couple other fighters who are on that card as well. Definitely some dudes that have implications to make some progress in their career should they get the win that night. So let's share the screen here. Get it on up here. And we'll talk about it. All right, so it's going down to Turning Stone Casino Resort in Verona, New York. It's actually not very far from where I'm at. So Robson Conceição, he is the champion now. He got the decision last fight over O'Shaquie Foster. There it is there. It was 116, 112. Like, those cards were just crazy. So, yeah. So, they're fighting in the rematch. Another fighter we're going to look at is Raymond Muratalla, who's number 6 in the 135-pound division. Abraham Nova is back. This is another dude we're gonna talk about, Jahi Tucker. And they just got a lot of young fighters filling out the card here. A couple heavyweights. This is the top ranked card, so it will be on ESPN Plus on Saturday. And if you got the RPC channel, Panama, that must be for Brazil, because Conceição has got that. Like, he's Brazilian, so now he's got that audience. I think he was an Olympian too, so I mean he's got a good following over in Brazil. So yeah, I mean that's what's gonna go on here. It should be good. When is that fight? Oh, the John Jones? No, that one already happened. If that's the one you're talking about, that was like one of the best UFC fights I ever seen personally. John Jones and Alex Gustafsson won. I think they fought twice, but the first one was like, I want to say after John Jones beat Rampage. Like, the first one was like prime John Jones, and he almost lost. Like, dude was giving him work. But yeah, man, what do you guys think about O'Shaquie Foster? And let's take a look at O'Shaquie Foster too. He's 22 wins, 12 KOs, so 54% KO ratio. So he's not really knocking like people out. But we do know him for winning a comeback against Hernandez in Mexico, down on the cards, gets a stoppage in the 12th to win the super featherweight WBC title. The Ray Vargas fight was huge too. For I think that's when he won the title, was the Ray Vargas. Ray Vargas there. Oh, this one's not even approved. That's crazy. But yeah, O'Shaquie Foster's back. I just hope they don't give us a boring event, man. I'm gonna be like real with y'all. Like, when O'Shaquie fought last time, when he fought last time, it was right after the Keyshawn Davis fight, and the Keyshawn Davis fight was really good. The one before that on Shakur card, I forget who he fought, man. It was a really good fight, and then literally, O'Shaquie Foster and Conceição come on, and it's like a boring fest. It was just not good for the eyes at all, man, that fight. So that fight happens, and then basically, it's boring, and then Shakur Stevenson comes out, and that's when people are like, that's when you hear about people start leaving as Shakur's fight's going on, which is crazy. But Shakur was winning, so I mean, as long as he didn't get knocked out, you knew he was going to win. It wasn't like in doubt. So I can understand people trying to leave to get out parking early. I know all about that, man. If my home team, they losing big enough to where they can't come back, then, sorry, son, we got to go, man, because I'm not sitting in traffic if I don't have to. Or I'm not sitting in the parking lot to get out if I don't have to. So I understand that. Which boxer should I edit? Edited. I don't know, man. You talking about the Undisputed game? Game Marshall? I don't know which you're talking about. But yeah, if it is the Undisputed game, then I don't know. Maybe Canelo or Terrence Crawford. Maybe. But yeah. Basically, I think Raymond Muratalla and Jahi Tucker, along with O'Shaquie Foster, should make that card this weekend. Round out pretty good. So yeah, let's get into it. Raymond Muratalla, let's talk about him. Can he be a player at 135? I mean, he's got his biggest win now over Tevin Farmer, former champ. Tevin Farmer is gonna fight William Zepeda in a couple weeks in Saudi, Riyadh, on that Latino night card. So if Tevin Farmer could win, then that win ages extremely well for Raymond Muratalla, especially him being a player at 135, a division of Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, we want to see Raymond in the mix, man. He is the goods, I think, in my opinion. Kid's talented. Robert Garcia has done a tremendous job with him over there. And Top Rank, they've been doing a good job of moving him as well because they could have pressed on the gas, but they've been slow with him in a way, and it is kind of concerning because Top Rank, when they know they got a guy, they move him a certain way. Like you look at Keyshawn Davis, he's fought tougher fights than Muratalla, in my opinion, and he has far less fights. So obviously they see something in Keyshawn Davis. He is headlining. Next weekend. Raymond Muratalla, I don't think he's headlined yet. I think he headlined that night because I think that was a Janabek card. I believe so. But let's take a look at Raymond's box rec here. Because like I said, he's got more fights than Keyshawn. Yeah, he's got 21 bouts, 16 KOs. So yeah, he's got punch, man. He's 27. And yeah, I think that was on. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be the Janabek card that he fought on last. Janabek missed weight. And yeah, he beats Tevin Farmer. Let's just take a look at that event quick, so I'm not feeding y'all bad information. Yeah, I think So he did end up, I'm pretty sure, being the main event on this card. Only because, like I said, Janabek missed weight. But let me bring my guy in here, yo. Edwin, what's going on, brother? What's going
What's
on,
up?
man?
How you doing
Yo,
in the building?
Yes, sir. Round One Sports. Make sure y'all check them out, man.
Salute, salute, chat. Yeah, I was watching the New York Yankee World Series and I felt
They
a little
playing.
comfortable coming on and talking to you. We're up 5-0 right now.
Okay.
Top
Yeah,
of the fourth. So
They had the bat
yeah,
swinging last night, man.
we came in early with the bat swing and Aaron Judge just hit a 2-run blast in the first inning to start us off.
Okay.
And yeah, we took off from there. So the bats are really coming together for New York. So I'm a little happy, we're a little stressed out. I didn't want to see them get swept at least. I wanted them to show a good account of themselves.
Yeah.
So they're doing so, and we'll see where it goes from that. But I saw your message, and I saw you wanted to touch up on these fights this upcoming Saturday.
Yes, sir.
And
Yeah, man.
I wanted to get your opinion on them, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Yeah.
these.
So I'm talking about Raymond Muratalla right now because
Yes.
135 is kind of a hot division. Kind of.
Yep.
It's kind of fizzled out since obviously Tio and Haney have moved up. But I
Right.
mean, I still think Raymond Muratalla can be a big player there. I think he's got enough
There's
talent.
elbow room. There's elbow room. There's here's his chance, right? When there's guys that not want to stepping up to the plate and make the big fights happen, Raymond Muratalla is the type of fighter right now that could really come in at an interesting time. You got William Cepeda gonna fight on the Mexican card. A lot of these fighters are kind of like, doing their own thing, and Shakur got a broken hand. We don't know where the Davis fights and Roach is in. It's kind of in the air. That's kind of on suspect notice. So he could really come in right now and solidify himself as one of the top players.
Yeah.
Another big win. I mean, he doesn't really pack a big punch, but he definitely got the skills that can introduce himself into a big name and maybe catch a big fish and maybe pull one of the biggest upsets. And that's how you
Yeah,
make your
man.
way.
Yo, shout out to Just Do Boxing, my guy. Peace, bro. You had a good stream earlier, Just Do, man. That was good, man. Yeah, I'm of the same. Like, I think, like Raymond Muratalla, he might be in the luckiest spot because what I'm saying to the people here is if Tevin Farmer can pull the upset against Cepeda, that makes Muratalla's win over Tevin Farmer extremely good. Like at this point in time, I know
That's gonna be
a tough fight.
if. That's gonna be a big if. I mean, although William Cepeda has been criticized for not fighting the champions, right? Like, let's talk about this for a second. How do you become the number one across the board without fighting a champion?
Yeah.
Apparently, you got to be the number one in one sanctioning body first. Then you kept fighting, and you got into the second, then the third. Now all 4 major sanctioning bodies got you the first number one contender, and you still haven't fought for a world championship.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
it's very weird. Like, cause I'm looking at Zepeda's record right now, and Jojo Diaz is probably his biggest win.
Okay. So it's
On
like,
day on just, and that's a former champ.
right. And at what point do you say to yourself, all right, I'm the number one here. I got here. Let me push to fight the champion. Why is it that you kept fighting fights to be the number one across the board like that? Like, dude, like,
Yeah.
so,
I see what you're
I mean,
saying.
look, I gotta admit, Cepeda is a worthy foe. We're asking a lot from Farmer. We're
Yeah.
asking a lot. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if Farmer was to pull that upset, that's exactly what that would be. One of the biggest, it would be one of the shockingest, biggest upsets, because they're already talking Cepeda to future fights.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you
exactly.
look, if you look in the media, Cepeda's already talking about potential matchups. Him and his promoter Oscar are already talking Cepeda up on for, they're already looking past Farmer. So that would be a huge upset. That would
Yeah,
be,
that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
Because like Tevin Farmer, he's a former champ himself. So I mean, he's not just anybody, man. So I mean, we can't be acting like that, But he's a former champ, so
you gotta respect
it's
him.
crazy. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's a
On
champ.
that man's name. You gotta put respect on that man's name, because look, we've seen this story play out many times in boxing, where that they overlook the opponent. Anthony Joshua definitely overlooked Anthony the Destroyer Ruiz.
Right. Yeah, when he came to New York. Yes, he did.
Okay. So, we've seen many times where Tim Tszyu was a 6-1 underdog coming into a fight.
Right.
And I guess the matchmakers and the odd makers saw a different story, or they were fed a different approach. Like, there's a lot of boxers that, yes, has achieved a level of success. But make no mistake, when you look behind the curtain, it will paint a different picture. Point in case, Devin Haney's prestigious, undisputed run.
Yeah.
If we were looking at Devin Haney's undisputed run, he was email 1 belt, and he fought a one guy for 3.
Right. Yeah.
George Camboza, which we all know where he's at now. How many losses consecutively is he on now?
Yeah. But George
Teofimo Lopez.
He beat Teo.
Teofimo Lopez gift wrapped those belts for him because of his arrogance.
Yeah, that was Teo's fault.
And not having the mindset to get it together. So you went and made this kind of champion, which is what I speak of. The kind of champions that they dress up, that we talk about. And some of these guys reigns as champions. Sometimes when you pull the curtain,
right,
it's not as prestigious. And although I would never, I'm not here to put down a boxer. I'm not putting down Devin Haney. I'm just, revealing something. And, although Terrence Crawford's reign is good, he beat Errol Spence Jr. for 3 belts. Errol Spence Jr. attached retina, 2 car crashes into the fight. People got, I mean, it's not like you went out and got every individual belt one at a time the most prestigious way. Like one at a time. Then we can't, I don't think no one can argue your excellence, you know what I'm saying? Because you went and got them out one at a time. And that's that's the most prestigious way in all of boxing. But sometimes some of these guys are like that. But look, William O'Shaquie Foster. I heard you talking about him, and he's coming into a
Yeah,
fight.
O'Shaquie, yeah.
And I gotta admit, I can't remember. There's probably a fight I've in history, yes, but I can't remember the last time that the unofficial scorecard of the people that were in attendance scoring the fight was so off. They had O'Shaquie Foster
Yeah.
win every single round but one, and the other guy
Yep.
won. I've
Nah,
never
man.
seen.
I thought for sure he
Yeah,
won that fight, but I mean, man, Conceição was coming forward the whole fight, and he got rewarded for that. And I don't think he won though, but
I didn't think he threw
I
enough punches to win.
I think
I
this
think
is the
O'Shaquie
problem.
Foster every round was the more consistent of the two fighters.
Right, because like now you're gonna take out certain things in boxing, man. Like moving on the back foot. Guys are not gonna want to do that no more. And it's an art, man. It is an art. Guys who can fight on the back foot, like that's not easy. As we've
Right.
seen with Errol Spence, amongst other fighters who can't do it, who looked good on the front foot, but as soon as they got put on the back, they got roasted.
Yeah.
So the guys who can do it, you got to reward them because it is a skill. So we can't
Yeah.
take that away from those guys. Like,
Mhm.
man,
Do you feel
but
like O'Shaquie Foster's got to knock him out in order to get his belt back?
unfortunately, he's gonna have to fight a fight he may not want to fight, and that's the
Mhm.
problem because now Conceição knows that. He knows he's gonna be coming right at him. So,
Right.
like I said, it's unfortunate that he's gotta change his entire way that he fights, but you gotta fight according to what's going on right now in boxing, and,
Oh,
and apparently pressure fighters are getting rewarded more than defensive fighters.
right. Right. He's gonna have to stand in the pocket, I think is what you're trying to say. Like,
Yeah,
and really slug it out with him. You know, I gotta admit, Kanzazi is a
right,
sharp
right.
puncher, so to speak. And he definitely can pack a punch. He's shown. In the fight, I think O'Shaquie felt like he was so far in the lead in the fight that I think he kind of like put it in another gear.
Right,
I don't
right.
think he thought that he felt he was behind on the fight. I think he would have stepped it up with a better sense of urgency. I can't really criticize his performance because from what I saw, I thought O'Shaquie Foster did enough to win that fight. I don't know what to say on top of that performance that he did with. In my view, he clearly won the fight. So it's hard to judge him on that
Yeah,
when,
exactly.
my opinion and my mindset is he never lost that fight. Let's be honest. So how do you correct the fight you don't feel your fighter
Yeah.
lost? So
No,
it's
that's the
hard.
problem.
Yeah.
That's the
So it's
exact
hard to,
problem.
yeah. And I don't want to see the same fight because we may get the same result. I get the judging might be different. And this time they could award him the victory.
Hmm.
I saw where one fight literally determined the outcome of the next fight. Okay.
Yeah,
Case in
yeah,
point, Evander Holyfield fought Lennox Lewis the first time.
right.
Lennox Lewis won that fight, hands down, the first fight, but they gave it to Evander Holyfield. The
Yeah,
next fight was controversial, and they gave it to Lewis.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel like they gave him the fight because of the first
Because
one. You get it?
they're trying to make
You
it up
see,
to him. Yeah,
right? And I feel
yeah,
like that fight paved the way for the second fight, and it kind of like so it's tough to say on their night, but I believe that Shazi Foster was clearly the better boxer. I think he is the better boxer unless he gets caught with something big. I believe he should
yeah,
be able to retain his world championship, and let's see where he goes from there. Jermaine Ortiz and Nova are also coming into their fight.
hmm,
And Jermaine Ortiz, I recently did an interview with him, and he said he didn't want to be more less of a technician, more of a power puncher. That this is
yeah,
going to be the new version or Jamaine Ortiz that
Okay.
he's gonna showcase his power and his punching abilities. I was watching him spar. I seen him drop a few of his sparring partners. He's
Yeah.
sitting down on his punches a bit more. He's also a little bit more boisterous when it comes to interviews. He's calling out all the top guys right now, and he's
Yeah.
reminding the division that although he's coming off 2 losses, right? Those are 2 formidable names. You
A
can't,
lot of controversy too. Like it's not
yeah,
like people not he thought he just lost. Some people thought he
right.
won.
Both fights, in fact,
Both fights.
against
Yeah.
Tio and Loma.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know, Jermaine is really looking to say a statement on the division November 1st. He's starting off, kicking off the new month, you know, and then we got Keyshawn Davis November 8th.
Yeah.
Jerron Boots Ennis November 9th. You
Yep.
know,
That's a good one.
we also got Mario Barrio November 15th.
Yeah, Jake
Okay.
Paul. That
Yeah,
one
on the
would be a
Jake
big
Paul
card.
Mike Tyson card. Right, correct, right? And then it was interesting because I was also seeing on today's boxing news where that Andy Lee, the trainer of Joseph Parker, was saying
Yeah.
that he's ready for Dubois.
Yeah, Dubois is getting a lot of heat. I saw a few
A
people
lot.
say they want to fight him for that
Yes.
IBF, which is interesting.
More people are signing up to fight him than than these 2 champions,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
You know, where does that leave Anthony Joshua? And you
We'll
know,
see.
with listen. For as crazy as it sounds, I still want to see Anthony Joshua and Dante Wilder.
Yo, I'm telling you, if this might be the time for them to do it, man, just because
Hey, right?
both guys
They
are
both
kind of
coming
like,
off losses. Fuck it, let's
yeah,
go.
they're not hot right now. Like nobody really like. We want to see these younger heavyweights start to mix it
And
up.
and I bet you could sell that fight out there in the Brit. You know what I'm saying? Out
Oh
there,
yeah,
Anthony
yeah,
Joshua will
yeah,
still sell.
yeah.
He'll
Oh
fill up those
shoot.
stadiums.
The Game and Marshall. He says, "Would you consider Anthony Joshua the best boxer today? Because he knocked out Ngannou." Nah,
No,
nah.
no.
AJ's a good
That
fighter,
actually
but I
messed
think
him up.
his best days are gone behind him. I do think he's on the downhill, the down stretch. But you know the thing about AJ, man, he's an old school fighter. Like he's not afraid to fight anybody. And he'll get in the ring. Even like I never thought he needed to fight Dubois. I didn't see anything that would help him. I thought he could have just went to the Fury fight, to be honest, and I would have been fine with that. If
You
Fury
know,
said I don't want to fight Usyk, I would understand if he wanted to fight Joshua because they got kind of a little rivalry there within their country.
hmm you know what I feel with Anthony Joshua. He has like for me anyway. This is my opinion of him. He has for me an identity crisis in boxing.
Hmm.
What I mean by that is with each fight and each trainer and each style that he starts to learn, it's like
Yeah,
he tells himself that he forgot everything from the last, and he completely like identifies or with the style rather than keeping what you learned throughout the years and applying
yeah,
it to your style.
right,
Because
right,
Anthony Joshua has been sharper with his defense in way beginning fights, okay? And he
yeah,
looked a lot different. A lot. He did the fundamentals of boxing, the small things. It seemed like as the fighters got bigger and he changed different camps,
hmm,
it was like, you know how when they tell the actor you went too much into the part.
yeah, yeah. You did too much.
You got
Yeah,
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 you went in, yeah, you went into them like, "Hey, I'm going to do everything you tell me." And he like undid everything Oh my god, he dropped the ball. That shocked me. I'm sorry. But yeah, Aaron Judge just dropped the ball. It just a catch right to his glove. It just fell. That's
Oh,
shocking. That's shocking. Anyway, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That
nah,
took
it's
me
all
off.
good.
But he does that. He makes me feel like because he's a much better fighter, a much better um fundamentally defensive fighter, and he's a better offensive fighter than what he was. when he went in with Dubois, what caught him was he looked like a fighter that was green in boxing, that was never thinking about something coming the other way. The anticipation of the other guy actually throwing a punch at you. In
Right,
Anthony
right.
Joshua's early career, what saved him against like the Klitschko was the fact that he moved his head and he anticipate Klitschko from throwing a punch back. Even when
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua was hurt before. And a lot of people try to say it's because he got knocked out. He's been down before that and came back and won fights. I
Yeah,
disagree
this
with
is
him saying
different.
that.
This was different. This was
Yeah, I
totally
think
different because
he completely sells out into the notion that, yeah, oh no, I'm gonna forget, undo everything I think. Yo, I think my camera got hot and I don't know, it turned off here. I
That's
gotta
all
put it back
good,
on.
man.
No,
Uh,
that shit is cold as shit. There it is.
Abdullah, he said Wilder would sleep AJ. You see, Wilder's got his own problems too. That's why that fight is good because I don't think either guy is a huge favorite. Deontay Wilder hits hard. There's a huge chance he could KO you. Yeah, he could KO
He
AJ,
got worse.
especially.
Another guy that got worse in his career. Wow.
Yeah,
And Dante Wilder looked better as a fighter when he was starting than what he did now. He looks so
yeah.
much worse.
He actually threw a jab. He doesn't even throw a jab no more. He just tries to land that right. He doesn't even try to set it up.
He's
At least
got
he
a
was
right
setting it
hand.
up. Yeah, he's
That's
got
a
definitely you can't teach that type of power, man.
No, he's got dynamite in that fist. He can knock out any human on the planet
Yep.
with that
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah,
And you
but
got that,
everybody
but
knows it's coming and
yeah,
he
but
doesn't
you
even
gotta
try to
set
set
that
it up.
up and you gotta
Yeah.
hide some of it. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
gotta learn how to do that. I can't believe he went this far with this many millions and never got the help assistance of a real world class heavyweight coach. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, the
I
Yankees are fucking up. Excuse me.
That's all good. No, man, he had Mark Breland. Like Mark Breland was a good coach, man.
Yeah, but
Wilder's way
no,
out of his
no.
prime. Dude, stubborn, relies on power. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, cause Mark Breland was basically one of the best amateurs, probably outside of Lomachenko, man.
Yeah, he was a good amateur.
Yeah,
I
didn't
didn't
have a
think
great
his
pro career.
pro and amateur careers is unquestioned. You know, because a lot of Lomachenko, he was in the amateur for so long. He does have a amateur defense
Yeah,
to his game, and that's why Devin Haney was able to capitalize on the body, and he didn't make adjustments. And like
right.
I try to explain, guys, if you ever fought or anything, in the amateurs, it's 3 rounds, but it's mainly 3 rounds of offense. You only got 3 rounds, and you know that in the back of your mind.
Right.
There's really little time of a feeling out process, setting
Yep.
things up, thinking long term, things like that, and pacing yourself, or so the pros are a lot different in approach to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So when we bring up fighters like that have good amateur backgrounds, I'm thankful for that. Loma won 2 gold medals, but you won 2 gold medals at 3 rounds apiece, my man.
Yeah. Yeah.
With
I know
headgears
it's a tough
and
tough
10-ounce gloves.
conversation for sure.
Yeah,
Game Marshall. If
you didn't get
Usyk
out of
wants
the
to prove he's
round.
the best heavyweight, he needs to fight Nah, man, Wilder's done. Usyk
Wilder's
will
done.
crush Wilder.
No, he's already the best heavyweight without Wilder.
You see, the
You
thing
don't need
about
Wilder.
Usyk almost stopped Fury. Like, I think if the ref
Yeah.
doesn't do that count, we see Fury's head smack off the canvas, man. I think that ref saved Fury. He definitely saved him.
Did you check out the outfit that he was wearing on
Yeah, I loved it, man. I loved it.
Yeah. Agent
Yeah.
47.
Nah, that was good. Man, Usyk starting to play the Fury games, because Fury's
Yeah.
always used to owning the press conference, and now
Right.
here comes Usyk
Coming in like Batman with his belly sticking
Yeah.
out in a yellow
Yeah.
Lamborghini, acting crazy.
Yeah, man. It's pretty impressive what Usyk's done, and I think Fury doesn't really care about boxing as much anymore. This guy's gonna get paid another $100 million for this fight, so I just don't know how you wake up and do a serious camp, man, knowing that no matter what, I'm getting paid all this money.
Yeah. Well, legacy, when you look back, and Tyson Fury got to explain this to all his 10 kids that are watching right now because
Right.
he's got kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, you want to make sure that, there's a point in an athlete's life and career where they realize, I'm on the home stretch. When
Hmm.
it's over, all this is over and the bright lights are off, it becomes scary when you don't know if you're ever going to be on that world stage again.
Right.
So
Yeah.
um Errol Spence Jr. for me had a lot of soul searching to do because technically he only lost to one guy. You don't have to
Yeah.
ruin your career or your record or your legacy by going out there and sustaining other losses.
Right.
What
Yeah.
hurt a lot of our legends' career legacies was those losses. What hurts Roy Jones's legacy for GOAT
Yeah,
status
man.
were all the
That's my
losses
guy,
he
man.
fought at the tail end, and we can't
Yes.
ignore them. They're there. They
Yeah.
counted. They were official. You know what I mean?
I tell people all the time, like if Roy Jones retired before the Tarver fight, he'd be like undoubtedly the greatest fighter
The
ever.
greatest, the
Like
greatest, the
that
greatest.
fight just took everything downhill
Take everything
for
away, and it was just like, you know, um, and it's what I say because this is I preach this to all the new viewers, the old viewers, the hardcore viewers, and to get the message out that in our sport, in boxing, you cannot be considered the GOAT while being an active fighter. You
yes,
can
yeah,
never be
yeah,
considered the GOAT. Why? Because your career must come to an end.
for us
And we
to
don't know how fighters retire. Some fighters don't retire well. He may have be doing really good in the height of his career. And then at the tail end, he's up there fighting at 45, 50 years old, and he gets knocked out 5 times consistently at the tail end of his career. Would you consider that guy the GOAT? You
yeah, I
see?
know, man. Yeah,
So
and
like
Bernard
you
Hopkins too.
yeah, what you
Same
got to
thing.
do, what you got to do is you got to wait for them to retire. Once they complete the 5-year retirement that they're inducted into the Hall of Fame speech, and the conversation, not that they're actually, that they tally up their record. Then
Yeah,
they present to the world, this is what that gentleman did.
right.
Eh,
Yeah, man.
Right? Because the reason why Manny Pacquiao's not in the Hall of Fame because he doesn't retire.
Yeah, he's still active. Yeah, he's not
Right.
a
He's not in
retired
the Hall of
fighter.
Fame yet. He's got to
Yep.
give them 5 years without a fight. Once you do
Yeah.
that threshold of 5 years without a fight, they know that you're official because they know fighters are crazy. They'll get off their couch in 2 years. I'm
Yep.
back.
Exactly,
Back.
man. Exactly. Yeah.
So they want to make sure
Yep.
you got a 5-year stretch without a fight. You see? And then that's when you come into conversation of GOAT status, where they put you what you did in your career, rival. First, you got to make the qualifications to get in the room, and then we compare you to other GOATs. That's how you get there in boxing.
Yep. Shout out Abdullah. He says, bro, stop. Usyk has the best resume in boxing. His run is at heavyweight has been impressive. He said Fury
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
all
That's
his
the only thing,
confidence.
right? Okay. Now, Usyk is only compared in the heavyweight division. When you look
Yeah.
at Usyk, you're comparing him only to heavyweights. But when you judge Terrence Crawford, you judge him among the 17 weight divisions that are in boxing. When you
Ah,
judge Naoya Inoue,
Usyk
you
is a
judge him.
two-time undisputed though. He is
Okay,
two-time undisputed as well.
okay. But under from there, even now, when you look at him as a heavyweight, you don't say to yourself, Usyk moves better than Junto Nakatomi. You don't say
Ah,
Usyk.
no, you don't. But I mean, what you say is his ring IQ is probably better, way better than Nakatani.
Okay. So you could point out, like, of course he's the heavyweight champion of the world. So you could point out certain topics and certain qualities that separates
Yeah.
him from all other heavyweights. Yes, but that's what I'm saying. You see, you got to understand that that's not a good conversation to have because Usyk is already king. He has the most prestigious belt in all of boxing. There's
Right.
no
Right.
higher
Right.
belt. You're not supposed to compare him to mortal men.
No,
when you're
but
king.
that's why you compare it, because he's not supposed to be there. This is
No,
a
no,
guy
no,
who
no. The
weighed in at
heavyweight,
223 against Fury.
right?
223.
Look, the heavyweight champion of the world is the most prestigious belt in all of boxing. So you can't take the king and put him against any other weight division, because if you were to do that, that would be like saying Terrence Crawford can beat Usyk.
Yeah.
He can't.
No, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, but I look at it as Usyk is not really a heavyweight to me. He's a small
No, no, no,
guy
no.
fighting
That's
at
the biggest.
heavyweight.
You know what? You know what? I've
He's
been doing my
David
due
versus the
diligence.
Goliath.
No, no, no. I've been doing my due diligence, and I've been investigating that false claim that he's a little guy in the heavyweight division, because
No, he is,
Usyk
man.
actually, no, he's a big man.
Nah,
If
he's
you
a
were to
small
put,
dude compared to the heavyweights. Here, look at
no,
the
check it out.
heavyweights. Daniel Dubois,
Okay, yeah, yeah, I
southpaw,
agree, I agree, I agree. If you were to take Usyk and you were to
6'7".
put him, okay, check it out. If you were to take Usyk and you were to put him in Mike Tyson's era, he
He's a
would be a
regular
big,
heavyweight. He's a regular heavyweight there. Yes, but I'm
he
talking
would be
about
a
this
huge
time.
heavyweight.
Yeah, I'm talking about this time though, where we got
How tall is Usyk?
Fury's 6'9". We
Okay,
got Joshua 6'7", Dubois 6'7". Shoot, that guy Frazier Clark that
I'm
Marley
Deontay
knocked
Wilder,
out
6'9".
6'6". Yeah, those dudes is monsters.
Okay, okay. How tall is Usyk?
He's 6'3".
Nah, 6'5".
Nah, he's not 6'5", bro.
He's 6'5".
They lied to you. They gave you the
Look it
blow
up,
up
boxing
weight.
record.
They
Look it up,
gave you the
I gotta
blow up
look it up.
weight.
I
Oh,
gotta
he's
look it up.
6'3". He's 6'3" here.
Hold up,
on Google it says 6'3", but
let's look on BoxRec.
I don't go by box rec because I know what they do in there. They gotta hype somebody up.
They try to.
There's no way he's 6'5", man.
Hold
That
on. Oh, yeah. You say
6'3". Oh, they got on box rec at 6'3".
they got them up. They make people shorter on BoxRec. That's why I don't like that. You know what I mean? They always make them shorter. Yo, I can't believe this shit. The Yankees are blowing the game.
Oh no, Dodgers are coming back.
It's tied up 5-5.
What? Oh shoot! When you got on here, it was 5-0, wasn't it? Ah man, Abdullah, he says Fury's lost all confidence. It's sad to watch. Yeah, man, Fury. I don't know if Fury's lost confidence. I just think he doesn't love the sport like he used to. I think Tyson Fury is approaching his downfall. Just Deontay Wilder. Gaiman Marshall, yo, I think Wilder and Fury both took something out of each other in those trilogies, man.
Yeah, they did.
They definitely, both of them.
Abdullah, you see, that was an interesting point I had too, right? In another gentleman's career, Deontay Wilder, right? And I said to myself, he had that trilogy, those 4 fights with Tyson Fury, right? And I said to myself, okay, he lost 3 of the fights, right? But if we really think about it, he only lost to one man.
Yeah, that's the only guy who beat him.
There was only one name on the guys on planet Earth that beat you. Had you called it recently, right there,
lost, but
yeah, I got 3 losses, but it was only to one guy.
Yeah, I think that Fury definitely took a lot out of him, man.
And he did. He was bleeding out his ear, for God's sake. Remember that fight?
Yeah.
Ear? Yeah, he took some beating.
Yeah, he definitely never been hit like that before, and he never had to get up off the canvas, man. He never had anybody challenge him like that. Even when he was a smaller man, he still was able to land that punch. Mm-hmm. But Fury just kept getting up.
It was freaky to watch him when Deontay Wilder hit him with that shot, and he kind of got up off the ground like the Undertaker in wrestling. Raised up like I was like, yo! I said,
that was the first one.
Jump on his ass.
Yep, I agree,
man. It was crazy, bro. That was crazy to watch.
Abdullah says, it's crazy how Roy Jones had a pro fight at the age 54. Yeah, man, Roy Jones. He needs to stop, man. Roy needs to hang it up. Just retire,
They're just
brother.
ruining their legacies and their career and their arguments. They really think that they control boxing, or they can tell the fan, no, you know who I really was. In this era, from this era to this right here, no one
Yeah.
can touch me. Yeah, we already know that.
Yeah,
We know
exactly. We
that.
don't need to
That's
see it
why
no
you
more,
are
man.
who you were. But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
kept fucking up.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
kept
yeah.
Bernard Hopkins. Why'd you keep fighting and get knocked out the ring, bro? Like,
Yeah,
fuck, bro.
man. By Joe
Why?
Schmidt, man.
Why would
Who's
you
nowhere
fighting at
right now.
50 years
Yeah.
old? You legitimately fought one of the top. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, man. But yeah, oh yeah, Jamaine Ortiz. I was gonna talk about him too. Did you ever ask him about the top rank situation? Because it's kind of interesting. I thought they would have re-signed him just because they were losing Shakur, and maybe they set him up with Raymond Muratalla in the future. But it seems like they gave up on him.
Yeah, well, the door's not completely shut from what I understand.
Mm,
Okay. Um, there was pushing, on both sides.
yeah.
Top Rank, him, he felt like they were feeding him to some other guy to trying to like get him up or whatever. And I'm not gonna mention any
Okay.
names.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there was a fight that he scheduled in New York on the Puerto Rican parade weekend, and Jamaine Ortiz had to pull out on that fight, and
Right.
Top Rank had pulled that fight. Right, Top Rank felt like he pulled out because he wasn't getting what he wanted, and that was further from the truth. I
Right.
legitimately was around his training camp, and I've heard and knew about the back injury. I also knew that when they traveled out to New York, he could barely move
Mm-hmm.
from his back injury. Then they were gonna wait it out into the fight. He did the weight cut, everything,
Right.
try to make, the weight, and it just wasn't happening. His back wasn't unloosening. So they rolled
Right.
the
Right.
dice. And by rolling the dice, what that does is Top Rank then wasn't given enough time to save the fight. Top
Yeah, that's
Rank
what it
kind of
is.
felt like they lost faith when you could have told us about this if you weren't going to fight, gave us some time to recoup some of our losses here,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's a tough situation
it was
too.
a tough situation, right? It was a tough
Yeah.
situation. So, and then, in the other fight, he felt like they were feeding him another fighter, and that they kind of like now we're like trying to cash in on him. And here's a kid that's trying to put it together off two tough losses. He
Yeah.
still
Two
believes.
big fights, man. Main events.
Yeah, he still believes in himself. We believe in himself and in him, and he knows. So when I talked to him, he definitely said the door was still open with Top Rank.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
know, a good outing. He goes out there and shows that he's a
Right.
different fighter, that he's adopted a different mindset. Ortiz can go out there and be fan pleasing, give the fans blood or a knockout. I think he'll be back in the good graces with Bob Arum. And, like I've always told all fighters, listen, if you're messing around with Bob Arum, the one thing you want to do is get Bob Arum to like you because he'll move mountains. I asked Shakur Foster that lost his belt to Top Rank's fighter.
I can
Bob
kill.
Arum
Yeah, they
loves
brought him
him.
over there to get that belt, man.
Hey, listen, I told you I was gonna make you champion.
Yep. Yeah, that's what it looked like. But yeah, no,
So
like that's good information because that's why I don't bash fighters, man, because you never know what guys are going through. Like Jermaine Ortiz, I never thought he was injured, so it's good to hear that he had a back injury, and well,
oh,
not
he
good to
did,
hear, but you
man.
know what I mean. It's good that
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's in the public now, and then
right.
even the back room. I heard he had a broken hand fighting Tim
Yeah.
Tszyu. So we like obviously he's a
That
dude
made it
who
worse. That made it so much
it,
worse. The
it makes
ass
it
whooping for
worse.
me.
But like, look at that situation where he's like, it's an opportunity of a lifetime for me to get my name out here. I know I could beat Tim Tszyu, so he rolls the dice on it, like you said. He rolls the dice and goes his
Mhm,
way,
mhm.
and
And
that's what
and
we
like
don't give these guys enough credit for.
right, and then like if Tim Tszyu would ever call win, him and his coach would have been like, he's not throwing his hand. It must be broken. They would have known they had a hand fighter coming into the fight, thinking he's healthy with both hands. Looking back at the fight, he only threw one punch, one hand, the whole bow, bow, bow,
exactly.
and it just made it ended insult to injury. In a way, I was like, why'd you even have to release that? You know what I mean? Like because now it just makes him an even lesser of a fighter. Like I legitimately rolled the dice and beat you with one hand. You know,
Nah, man, that's what it is.
Yeah,
most of these guys come in the ring hurt. Like nobody's really 100%, especially with the way these camps go, man. Like there's no way around it. Your body's gonna be through some wear and tear, and you just gotta kind of suck it up.
And I've seen guys do stupid things in the ring. Okay, I'm not sure if you would know about this fight because it was a UFC fight, but I remember when Sugar Shane O'Malley kicked some dude and broke his leg in the third round, and the guy attacked him and got right on top of him, and his coach was screaming at him, just step away and make him stand up. If he can't stand, the fight's over.
Like his leg was broken. He couldn't even
broke. Like in the UFC, if the referee tells you stand in front of me and you can't stand, fight's over. Legitimately, all you had to do was let off of him and let him stand up. By covering him for the last minute and 40-something seconds, Sugar Sean won the fight because he was winning all the way up into that point. But
yo, that's the worst.
all you had to do was legitimately get up and tell him, stand up. That's it. And Sugar was, and you know what made it really bad? That Sugar told the guy on top of him, my legs broke.
Oh, like a get off me, like mercy, like
no. He was cuffing it like this, like on the camera, like everybody in the world was seeing it, right?
Yeah.
And the coach is yelling, just get off, stand up. You win the fight. Man. Yo, listen.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's just, you sometimes you see things in boxing moments and stuff like this guy comes in with a broken hand against Tim Tszyu. And it was like, wow, had you have known you were fighting a guy with one hand. But Edwin De Los Santos saw that Shakur Stevenson didn't throw that hand the entire fight. By the sixth round, if your corner doesn't tell you, hey, I don't think he's throwing his, listen, right?
Yeah, I know, man.
Your coach got to be able to tell you some of this shit too, help you out in there.
Man.
Be a second set of eyes for you.
Yeah, it's probably the spirit of the moment too. He's probably thinking he's gonna get a stoppage, so he's on top of him, trying to punch him out.
Yeah, he's thinking he's getting a stoppage, and he just covered up and lost the fight. It was incredible, but it just goes to show you, like, sometimes, and then what happens when the injury doesn't in the night don't go your way. You become Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez.
Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd.
Yeah, he didn't throw a punch for 6 rounds. Yeah. And then he started winning. And then he lost it in the championship rounds.
Yeah, and blame
it was like Loma, what'd you do for the first 5-6 rounds? You really didn't throw no punches. Oh, I had a shoulder injury. Yeah. I came into the fight, I rolled the dice. Well, it didn't work out for you. No, I don't feel I lost.
Yeah, that's like I like Lomachenko, but that's always been my issue with him. Is he never gives guys they just do when
the
they
credit that beat him.
Like that, like, you know what? The Haney thing was suspect, but I thought Haney did enough. And when he just said he's not even a pound for pound fighter, I was like, what? Like, bro, Haney is a pound per pound fighter. Like, no matter which way you cut him, he gave you an opportunity, one, Loma, because you didn't want to fight him back then. So he didn't need to fight you right now. So this young man gave you an opportunity at your dream. At least give him some respect, man.
Right. I gotta admit, in this sport, not a lot of fighters like to take losses very well, and some fighters have actually stood up and criticized other fighters for their losses and the way they handle their losses. And then lo and behold, few moments later, them same boxers are catching losses and are in more controversy and more excuses, because we saw Devin Haney criticize Teal for his loss. Then when
Yeah.
Devin lost, then we saw Loma criticize, this guy. Then when he loses, and then you see, there's been many fighters criticize people's performances. We even seen Antoine the Russell
Yeah.
criticize everybody else on their losses, and then when he
Yep.
loses, so guys don't take
Yeah.
losses well sometimes. But it's good when a guy can identify what happened, have a short memory, get back in the gym, and get back to work.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
stay in the media with that loss. You can
Don't.
stay there for a long time, like Devin Haney. Every single time he steps out of his house, what do they talk about? That Ryan Garcia shit. It's been months. And because you didn't want to just address it, address it, handle the loss, move past it, you
Yeah.
still wouldn't, you know what I mean? They wouldn't be talking about
Yeah.
this.
Nah, man. All they had to do, or all Dev, in my opinion, had to do was speak his piece on it. Tell his dad to handle it if they're gonna handle
Yep.
it legally, and then he gotta go get a fight. He gotta get back in the ring and show us that it didn't mean nothing to him. But like you said, he sat around too much. But the next press conference gonna be like
You
this,
tweet to
man.
the heavyweight champion of the world that he can have your leftovers?
They better be fighting next time, bro. Him and Haney, Ryan and Haney, they better be fighting at the press conference, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
it. I think that's gonna be the biggest rivalry in boxing that we've had in a long time. Like a Barrera and Morales. Like those guys didn't like each other at
yeah.
all.
Well, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, like, little by little, the the steroid thing is starting to leave, and we're already starting to talk about the rematch and
Yep.
about how Devin Haney has other plans of fighting other fighters, but Oscar wants him to Ryan to come back and fight Devin right away, and so forth, right? Um, and then I wanted to bring this up just one more time in the debate about Ryan Garcia and his steroid scandal. Like, for all
Mm-hmm.
the people out there that say, yeah, we're not gonna give Ryan Garcia the credit because he was juiced up when he did this and he beat Devin Haney and so forth and so forth. I would just like to bring this one point up right here, right? Did you guys notice that Bill Haney and Devin Haney's lawsuit against Ryan Garcia had nothing to do with PEs? Did you also notice another
Yeah.
factor that both sides had their own lab doctor? Devin Haney had his, Oscar
Right.
had his. They both were giving the test results of Ryan Garcia's blood tube. Each guy that was hired took it back to their labs and came back with a finding, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I don't believe Bill Haney is pursuing the steroid thing because he was already told by his own guy what we scraped up out of Ryan Garcia would have had no
Nah,
effect on fight
that's
night.
because I think the only reason why is because Ryan took the plea. He took the plea deal, so
Oh,
it's
okay,
scrapped
okay,
already.
and what else? I got more investigation.
But that's why this is gonna open Pandora's box on that side. I think they're gonna have to bring those test results to the forefront of the
Okay,
court.
okay, and I, this is where I see right. Then I watch Oscar De La Hoya's Clapback Thursdays, right? And I'm watching them, and I hear De La Hoya tell Bill Haney, "Yo, Bill, you know that we've been told the test results from Ryan's thing, and that
Mm,
it had absolutely no effect on him on fight night. So Bill Haney already has been privileged to this information. So his lawsuit, before he even put his lawsuit in, he was already notified that going that route wasn't going to pay off. So he went assault and battery route. And even
oh,
if you get the assault and battery route, right? And let's say that you can present the test results in court, it's still not going to change because I guarantee you, as a father and as a manager, if my test guy came back and said what he had in his system would have gave him just a little bit benefit, I would go on with
mm,
the proceeding. But if my own guy that I hired told me, hey, what he had in his system would actually have to have zero effect on him on fight night, and we determined that, and we're hired by you, and we're telling you that the shit they're gonna bring up in court is gonna determine for an athlete standard, he would have had no benefit.
Chill. We'll see. We'll see though. Salute, yo. William
Shakur
O.
Stevenson. Yeah.
You know?
Yes, sir. William O's in
that's-
the building.
And that's why I think, yeah.
Boxing Talk. Oh.
Hey, what's up, Doc Boxing?
He gonna
And
get
that's
you.
why I think, Phil, what happened? Do you know what
He said
battery means?
in legal system, definition of battery is unlawful physical contact that results in bodily harm. Okay. He's giving us
I know what a
giving us
contract
the
means in
lawyer
boxing.
scene. But,
We enter a
that put-
contract meaning that
he
we're
said
gonna assault each
unlawful
other.
is the only person's presence of PEDs. A lot of people misinformation is crazy. It's not assault and battery. It's just it's just battery.
Yeah.
But
But but in boxing, we're professionals. We signed a contract, and there can't be no assault and
but
battery.
once you have PEDs, then you've voided the contract.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
so-
And then
so-
it becomes
so-
assault and battery.
I think what Bill is going off, like, I don't even think this really got anything to do with so much the battery. I think it's like Golden Boy was awarded $1 million when
No, we
Ryan
talked
went
about
for
this. I
the
think it's about money.
yeah. So like, why would Golden Boy get that money? I think that's the way Bill's looking at it. He's like,
same way
that
you
$1 million
say-
need to come over here
Okay,
to me because I'm
same
the
way-
one that's suffering from this loss.
Right, but the same way
money-wise.
you're saying, the battery comes from this because you violated the contract. It's the same way
Yeah.
that Ryan Garcia violated the contract with Golden Boy. He has a contract with him, a professional contract that says he's going to make weight. By
Yeah.
breaking the contract with Golden Boy, you violated your initial terms with your promotional company, which you got to pay them penalties.
No,
that's
but
why
what
Ryan-
happens there is when the weight's blown, you rewrite the contract with the new weight
Right,
on it.
Right.
So
but
technically, he's honored the new contract.
okay,
Ryan
he
Garcia.
honored the new one, but it still
But-
doesn't exclude you for violating the
PED.
first one.
But it doesn't exclude. Oh, well, that's up to Oscar. Then Oscar has to sue Ryan. That's what will happen.
Instead of suing him, Ryan paid it.
Yeah, but like it got paid because it was a Golden Boy event. That's why it got paid that way to Oscar, because they're
Okay,
saying
but-
that Oscar is now being damaged because of the event, because of the PEDs, and it's not true. Oscar's not
Mhm.
suffering anything from that fight. He's probably gonna make more on the
Promotional
rematch
company is
when they do
suffering.
it.
No, his promotional company is suffering because his fighters testing positive for PEs. That's a bad
Yeah.
look for your banner.
No, absolutely. I totally get that. But like, Ryan's being sued by more than just PEDs. Like, you got Logan Paul suing him too because of what he said about Prime and his whole
Oh, that's
crazy
separate,
lead up.
that's separate to the fight. Yeah, that's separate to
Yeah,
Devin
but
Haney.
I'm just saying, like, he is getting sued for multiple things because of that fight.
Yeah.
Like, that was also during that fight too.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ryan Garcia, in my opinion, he's just stirred up himself in way too much stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just think
I-
like he
I
should
feel,
just
I
pay
feel,
Bill.
I think of different angles of why Bill is doing this, why Devin's doing this, the suing thing, and I want the world to know this right now, and I want to be straightforward with this. It seems like Devin Haney is getting a lot of slack for bringing Ryan Garcia to court. When in fact, in front of us, there are multiple situations that are playing out and being threatened to be presented in court. Demetrius
Yeah,
Bivol was threatening to sue the decision over Arthur
Right.
Benavidez. Anybody
Yup.
say anything about Demetrius Bivol? And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Lomachenko threaten to sue Devin Haney after their fight as
The
well?
decision.
Did they
Yup,
say
yeah.
anything about Lomachenko? There's a lot
Yeah.
of boxing situations that boxing is taking other boxers to court a lot more frequently than I would like to believe it's happening. But it seems like Devin Haney is getting all the fucking stigma from everybody else about just taking Ryan Garcia to court when he is not
Yeah.
the first nor the last boxer that will ever fucking do this. So
No,
Devin
he
Haney
won't,
has
man.
the right. He has the right to take Ryan Garcia to court. Okay, and he shouldn't really
Yeah.
be getting any scrutiny for this because he's not the first person to do this.
No,
You
you're
know,
right, man. He won't be the last. And like, I
and he's
think the
not going
weird
to
thing
be the
about it
last.
is like people always point at the Cotto situation, but even Cotto tried to bring Margarito to court. It's just
Right.
it was
There's
never
been
proven in the
hundreds of
Cotto fight.
situations.
So
There's been
like, if it's
hundreds of
proven,
situations.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Oh,
You know
Vladimir
what I mean? In
Shishkin, he's
boxing.
taking what? He's taking William Skull to court. But that fight just happened. Vladimir
And
Shishkin and
that's right. That's right, Doc.
William
And
Skull.
Devin's getting all this fucking shit. Like he's the first. Like when Devin Haney said email champion. Like if Devin Haney was the first email champion in the history of boxing. No, he was
Yo,
not.
that's
But
true. They
Devin Haney
definitely,
seems to get everything
yeah.
seems to stick on the poor kid.
The
I don't
ironic
know
part
why.
about
I
that,
don't know why they hate him so much.
the
I
ironic
don't.
part about the email champ thing is the guy who said it to him just got emailed Dev's
A
old
belt.
belt.
His old
Like,
belt.
Tank got emailed the WBA, man. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah, and it's
the
like
fact that he said that, I wouldn't even accept that. I would not accept that if I
He
said
didn't
that
accept
about
it.
somebody.
Hey,
I
for
couldn't
the record,
run that route.
No. For the record, Tank knew he couldn't accept it. He officially became champion on the night he defeated Frank the Ghost Martin, and he solidified
Okay.
it that way. But
Yeah, I'm
publicly,
saying he had to do that.
he knew he couldn't take that belt because of the comment he made on him.
Yeah.
He knew he couldn't take that
so shout out
belt.
to Tank. Shout out to Tank
Yeah.
for doing that. I didn't know Tank did that, so shout out to him because that's how
No,
I
he
would have
did.
handled it too.
No,
You have to handle
he
it that way, bro.
notified them. He did not. Was official on that. He said, "No,
I'm
I
not
won't accept
touching
it.
until
I'm
I
not
fight
touching
for
it
it."
until I fight Frank." And that's how it went
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, good for Tank, man, on
Yes. That's exactly the way it went down.
that. He said no swearing.
Huh?
Dr. Box, he said Steve Cunningham. Yeah, we knew about Steve Cunningham. He took Tarver to court for the PEDs. Man, even Wilder took Povetkin to court, and they didn't fight just because
for $5 million
all the
because
money.
he tested positive for PEs.
Because
And
of
he
all
won.
the
It was
money that
awarded
Wilder
$5
put in the
million.
camp. Yep, because
Bro,
of all the money,
this
the
is
travel.
a lot more common in the sport of boxing. Devin Haney is not the first individual to ever take a man to court, and they're giving him all this shit and calling him all these names like he's destroying boxing, like he's disloyal, like he broke the code, the not snitching code in boxing when you guys are all doing it to me. And Loma threatened to sue me right after our fight.
Nah,
But
that was Ryan Garcia's fans base. Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean,
no doubt,
I'm
man.
gonna call it like it is. A spade is a spade. And if I felt like Bill Haney was trying a different tactic because of this, that's just my opinion. But the truth be told, they got the right to do what they want. Let them fight for the money they want. If they feel like they're being cheap or lowballed in the fight, if he wants to fight for his son, that's their career. Let him do what he wants to do. I feel like Devin Haney's a special fighter. He's a young kid. He's 25 years old. We still got 10 years with Devin Haney. It's up to him how he comes back. And Devin Haney's career is in Devin Haney's hands. I can criticize him.
Make it better.
I can say whatever I want. But that young man's career is in his hands.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. And like another thing too is we saw Frank Warren, him tell Eubank, yo, you call me a scumbag at a press conference, I'm gonna sue you. Like what kind of soft stuff is that, bro? Like,
as much
you're
as
not
a
allowed
word,
to say,
yeah, I'll sue you.
Like these guys is like they're talking about Devin Haney. Well, Devin Haney not saying all that. At least people could call him a scumbag, and he's not gonna sue people.
Right.
Right. But no, they felt like their money was messed up from that fight, so now they just want to punish
Ryan Garcia
Ryan's
did
pockets.
positive too. Yeah, and I mean, he's got to if you blatantly catch a guy cheating for God's sake, and then all this other stuff, when do you declare you have the right to sue a person when he takes out a gun and shoots you in the ring?
Yeah,
like come on, he did enough to merit this, so I'm not mad at that. In the beginning, I've kind of felt like because I was lured into it, just like all the other fans, and I was fed into it, and I right away went, you ain't supposed to be doing this. On further pushback look and everything, and I'm watching the landscape of boxing, and I'm looking Dubois, Demetrius Bivol threatened to bring this guy to court, and I start remembering, wait a minute, Terrence Crawford took Top Rank to court. So and so took, you know what I mean? And I start to remember all these big court cases.
Mikey Garcia, man. He missed most of his prime because of Top Rank.
And I'm saying to myself, like, wait a minute, this is more common than I would like to think. And this young man is really taking a beating behind this. So look, boxing is beautiful because I'm a firm believer in this. You bring them blood, they'll love you again.
No, you're right.
They
man.
will love
That's
you
what
again.
the fans want to see. Blood, man. That's why
Blood.
we're the craziest
Bring
fan
them
base.
blood and knockouts, they will love you again.
Yep.
I'm telling you, that's
Doc
combat
says-
sports.
I think
That's
Ryan
combat
Garcia
sport.
beats him again, in my opinion, clean or not. I had him winning before. However, that doesn't mean PEDs don't matter. When Goofy say block the left hook. Yeah,
Hey, yo, Doc Boxing.
We'll
Hey, yo,
see,
Doc
man.
Boxing, I want you to return your gambling money that you won on Ryan Garcia because the fight was overturned. And I know publicly you won money off Ryan Garcia because you picked him in the fight. Okay? So you need to return that money, okay? Because it is no bueno.
Yeah. Oh, Kamash lost all 10 rounds, but still split decision winner over Jason Mama in Puerto Rico. Nah, man, like, yeah, there's so many times in boxing that a lot of things go south. Just
South.
It's a dirty
A lot.
business. It really is a dirty business. And like what Devin Haney's doing is what, like, you know, it's just because he's a big boxer, profile's huge, but it happens all the time. Just this is just a unique situation because of who Ryan Garcia is. He has like what 10 million fans. Like he has a big fan base, and he's been just in the media with them telling them how he's the victim. So he's being treated like a victim, man. And it's really Devin Haney who's the victim in this whole point, but you would never think so just looking at the outside looking in. Like you think Devin Haney is the bad guy. He's the one who took the PEDs. Like
Right. Just like Doc Boxing right now, try to play the victim right now. He blatantly told us he put money on Ryan Garcia, but try to tell the world that I told on him for bringing back the money. You already told on yourself first, brother. I just repeated what you said. You keep trying to play the victim. You know what I'm saying? Case in point.
You had to cash out that. You had to cash out the next day, yo, to make sure.
Yeah, you had to cash.
Yeah, Abdullah, he says cheating should never be accepted. Also, Ryan said a lot of foul stuff on social media and cooked his own career. But Haney got to chill. You got to take the L overturned, or you got the L overturned. Sorry, no sense in going to court. Yeah, it happens a lot of time, man.
The thing about Ryan Garcia and about a lot he said. Okay, yeah, I can agree. He said a lot of foul shit, right? But where are we getting this from? A guy that makes his living from getting his brains punched in? You want these guys to be intellectual and to be the voice of reasoning or politics in the world. These are fighters. What do you think they're gonna say? Mike Tyson literally said, "I'll eat your kids," but he's still in the video game. Yeah, Bernal Hopkins said,
legendary, man.
I won't lose to this white boy. Straight up. Okay, there's been a lot of fighters. Ryan's not what's wrong with boxing. Ryan's not what's wrong with the world. They're trying to make an example out of him, and they're using you to push his narrative. Like if he's what's wrong with racism in this country.
Yeah, you know what I'll say though? Like boxing,
that's under a lot of pressure. I'm sorry, he's just a kid that's under a lot of pressure and scrutiny and taking a lot of fucking drugs. And then you're getting out of these hotel rooms all drugged up, and he's saying some stupid shit that in his head he thought it sounded cool, and he just blurted it out. Haven't you said anything like that in your life?
Yeah.
And now you're owed to this because of your star status. Ryan Garcia is not what's wrong with racism in the world. There is real racism that people deal with on a day-to-day basis, and there are men and women that are qualified to deal with these situations. It's not Ryan Garcia. I'm sick and tired where world events happen. They want to call these athletes or musicians, like when the World Trade Center was hit, they said, let's call Ja Rule. What the fuck does Ja Rule got to do with the World Trade Center? He ain't going to give us anything. Right?
But Ja Rule gonna strap up and go to war?
Bro, you're putting a microphone in front of Ryan Garcia and you're asking him to say something slick to fucking save the nation. And you're holding him to a standard on bullshit he said when there's been people that said way worse shit. And then you take the kid out of the video game? Well, if you were to do that, then there's 10 boxers in that video game you need to take out immediately.
Nah, I think The video game's a little different. That's business, man. You can't. Because
Why
like
would you take him out?
they probably got partners who probably like, yo, we're not giving you money unless you take him out. Like that's a sticky situation.
That's
But
crazy though. They just
it is
stuck this
crazy. It is
racist shit.
crazy.
It's crazy. He's not what's wrong with the world. And do you really think Ryan Garcia is racist? Come on.
I don't
Really?
know. He might be, but it don't matter to me. Like I'm not
His
looking at him
best
like
friend's
that.
black. That kid's been with him since he's been a little kid.
Yeah. Shout out to Bobby. He says, Jason Mama is pitiful. Victim of hometown decision. I'm not sure. I gotta look at that, bro. I never saw that fight that he's talking about there.
Oh, he got robbed?
I guess so. Yeah, he said it was a hometown decision that he felt the guy won 10 rounds, I guess.
I gotta check that fight out then.
He said, to be honest, I thought Ryan was funny as fuck. Never took it serious. Yeah.
Nah, I'm not gonna
Someone has to take his
That's a
Instagram
slippery
away.
slope. Oh, I'm sorry.
Said
Sorry.
somebody
read
has
it.
to take his Instagram away. You know what? Maybe he does need a break from social media.
I agree.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia, man, he was a funny kid, but he was a kid that was going through a mental breakdown and right before us. We want to give him credit and recognize that he had a mental episode and he suffered from mental illness, but you're surprised when he says some shit.
Yeah. Because
And then you want to
people
hold
laughed
him.
at him about it. That's why.
And then you
People
want to
like
hold him
didn't
to
take
a
him
standard.
serious.
You're watching him have a meltdown. You're acknowledging he's having a meltdown. But when he says some shit, let's hold him to it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You can't
man.
pick and choose.
I always say this, Edwin, like Michael Jordan couldn't play in this era because of social media. He would have been held so high. And anytime he failed, bro, they would have killed him.
Brother,
like, them guys would not be able to be great in this era.
You say that right now. And let's talk about what really happened with Michael Jordan. He was legitimately pushed out of the NBA because of the scrutiny for him gambling with his own money.
Shoot.
Everywhere Michael went, they were Michael, you lost $100,000 on a golf course. So the fuck what? I can do whatever I want with my money. And
right?
it drove Michael crazy that he walked away from boxing. That the rumors were his father died because of gambling debts, and Michael didn't pay his gambling debts, and everything was always about gambling debts, and that he had a problem, that he needs help. It drove him crazy.
Yeah, you're right, man.
It drove him crazy. And he was like, yo, bro, like, you legitimately, it's my money. What the fuck is wrong with you people? I don't know.
Shout out to Cayman Marshall. He says, if I stop chatting, I'm probably asleep. Nah, bro, go get your sleep, bro. Don't let me hold you up, man. But yeah, man, it's definitely I think the rematch is gonna do tremendous numbers when they do it. I think obviously Devin Haney got to go take some fights, do a little bit of, he's got to get his name back out there, take some big name fights. Maybe not big name, but guys who we know who we're gonna appreciate. And then Ryan Garcia, I think he'll always have a huge fan base. He'll need to get back in the ring, obviously, get the ring rust off, and then we do it again, man.
And we do it again.
We
you think they do it at 147 this time or a catch weight? 143.
It depends on how. Well, he's coming back next April, so they can probably do it at 47 because I think Devin Haney could take a fight or two at 40, and then I don't think he'll be at 40 very long because unless he's making weight well, but he looked like rough in the Ryan Garcia lead up. He looked like he couldn't make 40.
Yeah. And you want to know something?
He says Ryan a while back got on meds when he missed the fight. When you drink on those type of meds, you act completely stupid. Yeah. You're not supposed to be drinking on the meds, man.
No, you're not supposed to be because you could mix the med. Yeah, it'll throw you off. Hey, I never really heard that argument. That was a pretty good
one, point, man.
That's a good one right there. Look, Ryan definitely, I would like to him to get a tune-up fight before he fought Devin, but since Devin doesn't look like he's any active, he looked like he's taking off the year too, which I would have liked Devin Haney to be active coming into the rematch. Another one of my points that I wanted to bring up was that, when we want to see these big fights and they say, like, for instance, Tank Davis, they want to see him go up and fight Mario Barrio again, or somebody at 140, Jose Valenzuela, and so forth
Yeah.
and so forth, right?
Yep.
And when we think about these situations and we talk about these things, I don't know if the people actually play the tape through. What happens when that little guy gets up there and wins a big boy title? Now he has to defend it. Isape por Cruz. You know,
Yeah.
it was one
Yeah.
thing.
Cruz did. He defended
It
it,
was
right?
one thing to get up there and beat Rolly, but now once you're the champion, you turned around and you saw all those men behind you. Did you realize? Wait a minute, I might have jumped into somewhere I didn't belong. It's okay that you can beat one guy in the division, but can you
Yeah.
beat
Nah, I know what you're
all the
saying.
guys in the division?
Yeah.
Like, what is
Well,
Tank gonna do once he gets that belt? Is he gonna defend the belt?
all
Is
right.
he
So
gonna,
like, this is what
or
I'm
are you
saying, man.
taking up a
I
division?
think I think personally, like, this is why I don't really talk about that subject much, because the Tank fans get mad at me. I
Yeah.
think Tank's that great to where he can win all the belts at 40. I do think he's that great. I think he's that good. But like,
Okay.
these guys will tell me about weight, they'll tell me about other things. But I think he has so many tools he hasn't shown us that he can bring out. Because we haven't seen all the Tank
No,
yet.
you sound like me 3 weeks ago, where that I was like really arguing the Tank up, but I really had to like admit that although I think he's that talented, and although I believe in my heart of hearts we have not seen the best version of Tank, he hasn't had the rest dancing partner. Damn it if
Yeah,
he
that's what
hasn't
it
done it
is.
yet. But damn it if he hasn't done it yet. You know, I know it's there, but
Yeah.
since he hasn't technically done it, that would be actually me putting the cart before the horse, and I would have to see it because I know it's there and I'm standing by it. And I said it, Tank, I swear to goodness, if you let me down, right? I was like, because I've been talking him up. And but truth be told, how could I give him that credit if he hasn't done anything like that yet?
No,
So
man. I mean,
look, I'm
everybody
with you. I'm with you. I'm
Everybody
with you.
got to
I'm with
take
you.
that chance. Like, even
Yeah,
if
I'm with
like he's like, we look at the like, man, this is gonna, people can get mad. Tank is my Duran, bro. Like, I think of him like Duran in a way
you.
of, he's already tested 40. He's been there already.
Mm-hmm.
Duran tested when he went up, and then he beat Sugar Ray. Like, that was his huge win. Obviously he lost, but like, the rematch. But I think that Tank is probably can be a more polished Roberto Duran, man, because he has the
Yo,
power. Roberto didn't have that type of power.
yeah. Well, Duran was hands of stone, dog. He was
He
fucking,
was.
he was
No,
a
he was.
monster. Hold up. Hey, right?
He was
But
hands of stone, no doubt.
but I see, that's my problem in boxing because had they beat Roberto Duran in his natural weight division, then I would give him credit where he was Hands of Stone. But moving
Oh
up to
man.
fight fighters like Marvelous Hagler in the middleweight division, he jumped up, what was it, 2 weight divisions, to
Yeah.
fight him.
Yeah.
He was a much smaller fighter and he still went 15 rounds with the Marvelous one.
Marvin.
So
Yeah. Yep.
now, Marvelous Hagler was the middleweight champion at the time, and back then, the Marvelous one, the Durans, what separate them apart, even in today's standard, is that one, they went 15 rounds, they were different types of men, and two, they did fight each
Mm-hmm.
other. They did
Mm.
fight each other eventually. The four horsemen, each of them one by one fought each other to see what the
Yeah.
outcome was. And
Yep.
where today's standard, all we got from our boxers is I've heard more boxers today talk about retirement than actually unification. Ryan Garcia said, "I want to retire for mental health issues." Tank Davis said he wants to retire after the fight deal and that his heart wasn't in it too much. Who else? Teofimo Lopez retired. He said he was going to vacate the WBO title. Shakur
Yeah.
Stevenson didn't get that fight again. Never ready. He said he's retired from Top Rank. Um, all these young guys have all retired. Big Baby Anderson said his heart wasn't. He
Yep.
was going to retire. Okay.
Yeah.
All these young guys seem not to be mentally strong up here. Good fighters, but not mentally strong like the old guys. And that's why I don't like to compare my young fighters or my new fighters of today's era with the guys that used to fight 15 rounds, because I don't think that's fair in comparison. Because when I talk about Terrence Crawford and I say I've never seen anyone switch up right to left, I'm only talking about in a 12-round era. I don't compare him to the marvelous one at 15 rounds that he can switch it up righty to lefty. If you want to see a guy that can switch it up righty to lefty, Marvelous was that dude. So, but once again,
I've always compared Crawford
Marvelous
like Marvis.
Crawford can't do that.
I do because their stories are almost aligned. They both were shut out until they got to their later. Hey, Crawford wanted to fight Spence for 15. He proposed it. They wanted to do it. Just WBC, they have their way of thinking now. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah. Shout out to
They were
Dr.
different,
Boxing.
man.
Gaming Marshall said, "See you later, guys. See you later, brother. Get some sleep, man."
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. We also got Gabrielle Fendora. She's fighting this weekend.
Oh yeah. The sister.
For the ladies. Yeah, the sister of the Tower Inferno.
She's a Tower Inferno herself.
Yeah, she is. Is she the next women's boxing star, you think? Like,
Yo, she
are we going too far with that?
Well, I don't want to jump too far, but she did look good in her last outing. She looked like she made a lot of adjustments, a lot of corrections, and I can admit that. She looked better in her last outing. She looked like she went up a complete level. I'll give her that. I'll give her that. She looks like she went up one level, now that, the brother's there and the sister, and they got a little bit of money now, they can, come out of their father's garage and perhaps, got themselves a real gym. And, it's better when you have a home and that's your home. You don't have to worry about that.
14-0, 6 KOs. She's only 22. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
She's a southpaw.
She took a lot of shots.
That's crazy.
She took a lot of shots in her last fight. She took a lot of shots, and because I understand she was going in, to mix it up, and she thought she had the girl hurt too, and a couple times in the fight, and she took some shots coming in, but she was real disciplined on her defense. I thought she was good on her jab. Her footwork looked better. So yeah, like I said, I gave her a level up. I definitely gave her one level up. Could she be the next? Time will tell. Time will tell.
I mean, this is a huge unification belt, 3 belts on the line.
I mean, but to touch women like Amanda Serrano and Clarissa Shields, to touch those kind of women's accolades.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's definitely an uphill battle. Especially
that is
like
tough.
Clarissa. She's like, she
probably
might be the most accomplished boxer so far.
Clarissa. No. Amanda Serrano is.
Oh, Clarissa's 3-time undisputed.
No, she's 2-time undisputed, and the last one is false because she only has 3 belts in the last.
Yeah,
she only has 3, and then Amanda Serrano has 7 world divisions.
Yeah, but Serrano has been fighting so long. Clarissa hasn't been fighting that long.
Right, but
and she's
7
already
world
like,
divisions.
Bro, 2-time gold medalist, Olympics.
Okay. What separates Mayweather from all other champions that unified and got Terrence Crawford all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions? What makes him on top? He's a 5 division world champion.
Yeah.
Crawford only has 4. He only has 4. So until Crawford beats him on 5 divisions, Mayweather got him beat. So just because you're a girl and your name is Clarissa Shields doesn't mean that doesn't apply.
I think that man, clearing out the division has to matter, bro. It has to matter.
Yeah. But in a time where Mayweather had 3 belts, he saw the guy with the 4th belt wasn't going to fight him. He wasn't going to waste his time. He moved up for another big mega money fight. But you can't tell me he didn't have the skill to do it. He could have been undisputed in multiple, but in his era, it was the real Wild Wild West. It was so hard to get fights then. So he was in a different era. But Mayweather definitely had the skills to do it. He just didn't have the explosion like we had in 2023, where they all came together and agreed it would be profitable to give these guys all the fights. And
Yeah, that's
just to
true.
prove my theory, that it was easier to get belts in Terrence Crawford's era, right? In Terrence Crawford's era, within a 2-year calendar, there were 8 people that became unified, undisputed world champion. 8.
That's
They were
crazy.
practically giving out those belts.
Yeah, because
So
Floyd didn't want to pay no sanction. If you didn't want, I don't blame him still.
bro, you know what I mean? Your era was explosive with fucking Josh Taylor had 4 belts. Jamel Charlo had 4 belts. Devin Haney had 4 belts. Fucking come on, man. You know, Terrence
Josh
Crawford had 4.
Taylor's. I don't know, man. Like you guys don't shit on Josh Taylor, but he went through the
Oh,
gauntlet. He actually fought in a super
every
series.
man that got the 4 belts definitely proved that they were the top of the food chain. You can't take that away, right? But the fact
Yeah,
that
you
they were
can't.
more eager to fight for the belts is what I'm saying.
Yes, yeah.
The sanctioning bodies got behind it and forced some of these fighters to put some of these megas to save boxing. We had one of the biggest explosions in 2023 we've ever seen in 20 years in boxing. When he came up, he couldn't get the guy from shaking under the bed to come out to even see who was answering the door.
Yeah,
you know, they would talk shit about Mayweather. I'll fuck him up when he pulled up. Yo, is he gone?
Yeah.
Is he? Who's that? Mayweather's outside. Tell him I ain't home. They were scared to death of that man. Stop it, right? But it was hard as hell to unify those belts.
Yeah,
you know,
and there was less belts. I'm pretty sure it's 3. Wasn't it 3
3
belts?
belts, only 3.
Yeah.
Well, Mayweather came up in both eras, the 3 and the 4.
He did. He was in the 4 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the middle. Yeah. So.
Yeah. He definitely was in the 4. Zab was in the 4 too. I'm pretty sure. Zab Judah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, definitely.
But it's not my fault that Terrence Crawford became the fighter he is, because when all the smoke cleared, he definitely proved he was a level above all the other competition, and he had all the belts at the end. So in his era, that's what I mean. I can't compare or deflate or just put Terrence Crawford's legacy against Floyd Mayweather's. No, Floyd Mayweather had his era. This is Terrence's era right here, and undoubtedly, he is the best in his era. You know, Ali had his era, for God's sake. You know, let them have their era. You know, I'm just Terrence is the best now. Like, there's nothing else.
Yeah, I
He's
agree.
the best.
You can't control who's in your era, man. Like,
you can't.
Who's
all that
around your
Dynasty
weight.
Island shit. Oh, I think he'll beat him. I think man, come on, man. Did they fight? No. Okay, then.
Don't know.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave it
you can
alone.
only speculate, man, but like you can't get too invested in it because it's not reality. You know, the 2 dudes.
Yeah, you want to break reality? My father was the best fighter in the entire world. He beat them all. You know what I mean? I'm fucking really lying. You know, so like, come on, man. Like, it is what it is, man. I believe that boxing is big enough. I believe you should be only judged by your era and what you did in your respectable weight division, and you should be accountable and held for every decision you make. Meaning, if you choose to move up in weight and lose, brother, that's on you.
No, absolutely, man. That is on you.
You need to understand the responsibility of a fighter and not to be led by the crowd or the money or by the fans, because your loss is attached to your legacy. And you need to take accountability as a fighter and say, I've reached my limit. I reached my peak. I know you guys want to see me fight that guy. I just can't. He's just too much bigger than me.
Yeah, no. And like, that's why I'm not on Tank's helmet about that, because he's a small dude. I'm not going to lie, man. He's a small guy. But to hear even Regis Prograis, he's a small guy, and he's talking about fighting at 47. Like, I think he can do it because 47 is pretty weak right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't think Regis Prograis is going to do very well at 47, because those guys still blow up pretty big. Like, Boots looks huge on fight night.
Huge.
Barrios is a big guy. Like, he's 6'1".
Yeah.
So, I mean, those guys are going to be big.
I don't think Regis looked bad in his fight against Jack Catterall. I just think that Jack Catterall played him with the patience and everything. I thought that Regis couldn't get him out of that one shell that Jack Catterall was sitting on a cockback right hand and waiting for him to
Right.
step over that threshold where that he knew he was going to be in range. And he allowed Regis to get frustrated and to get caught big. I thought when
Yeah.
Regis scored the knockdown, had he switched it up and recognized to make a couple adjustments, at that point he had tied up the fight and he could have took control of the fight because Jack Catterall started trying to get it back. But once
Right.
Jack
Right.
Catterall got control of the next 2 rounds, he went back into his shell like this with his weight
Yep.
cocked back with the right, and he allowed him to be the one to make the mistakes. The fact that Regis progressed, his coaches couldn't recognize the fact to get him out of that, and that's all he was doing.
Yeah.
That's why I say that that's where a coach's job got to come in, and you got to tell Jack, listen, start circling to your left and make him overextend on his right.
Mm-hmm.
Pepper him to the left and go down to the bottom. And when he shoots the right, you'll be able to see it better. Either slip
Yeah.
it, whichever way it's coming, work the body, or go up to the top. You see, and make him overextend a little. But he was walking to it,
Yep.
to the power. He was moving into it. And the fact that his
Yeah.
coach didn't
Yeah.
recognize these adjustments, I was like, wow. But Regis actually looked good. He looked better than he did against Devin Haney, against Jack Catterall, with his speed and the way he
Yeah.
was throwing his punches. He
But
actually looked better in his
I think
technique.
that's I'm not gonna say Devin Haney. Devin Haney kind of put the blueprint out, right? Like Regis is very flat footed. You gotta
Jack Catterall
stay on
put
your
that out.
toes. You gotta that's what I'm saying. You gotta literally just keep him on the back foot, or else you can't have Regis coming down on you like that, like
Right,
with the pressure.
right,
So
right.
you gotta
Because he
pepper
hits
him with the
hard.
jabs.
He
Yeah,
has a
he hits
big,
very hard.
yeah, Ryan. He has a big
Yeah, he
shot.
dropped
So,
him with like a jab, like almost it looked like a jab that
yeah,
he dropped Catterall with. But
yeah.
yeah, man, I thought Devin Haney obviously looked very good in that fight, but you know, Jack Catterall and Devin Haney, that could be a good one if they can get that one going.
That's the
I
rumored
think that
fight.
fight,
Yeah, that's the rumored fight that
that's the rumored fight.
right.
Okay, I'm gonna
That
bring my
built.
guy Ian Green in the building.
What's up,
What's
Ian?
going on, brother? Oh, you on mute right now?
Get that. There we go.
Ah, there we go. What's going on, brother?
I'm
What's up,
good. How
brother?
are you guys?
Yeah,
All right,
good,
all right.
man. Just talking about these fights this weekend going on.
Yeah.
The top rank card. And then
Yeah,
you got
speaking of the top rank card, guys, I'm
Oh shoot! Oh shoot! You're down there at the Turner Casino, is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
Turning
that's
Stone, yeah.
O'Shaquie Foster.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How's the atmosphere so far, man?
It's great. I mean, it's only Wednesday, so press conference tomorrow, weigh-in Friday, but
Right.
good. Should be good.
All the fighters are ready to go.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of them today. I saw a lot of Concasio and Foster's team walking around. I met a couple guys. Met Raymond Muratalla.
Okay.
Jan Santana, Eduardo Baez, a couple of those guys, but I haven't seen Concasio or Foster walking around yet, but I'm sure I will in the next couple of days.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
I
That's
wanted-
what's going on.
That was
Raymond
one of the questions I was going to
Muratalla.
ask you, what they look like physically, but you haven't seen them. So
Yeah, no, I haven't seen them. I wonder if the weight cut's affecting them, any of them.
right.
Yeah,
Might
be able to tell if I
could be
can
it.
get an eye on them.
Yeah, I'm sure definitely they're all locked and loaded, especially Foster, man. You know, he's got some revenge to
Oh,
get
yeah.
back.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a good one. Even my guy Jahi Tucker's getting back in the ring.
Excited for that one.
Excited to see him, man. I feel like that should be Xander's next fight, but it just seems like
Ooh, I like
Xander's
that.
Xander's kind of like he stepped up, man. The competition. I'm not gonna lie, Jahi needs a few step up fights. But
Yeah, I don't know if
do
Jahi's
think-
ready for Xander.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think Xander's like right in there where that you got to decide as a team. Do you take the training wheels off? Do you sink or swim at this point right here? Do you take a chance? Yeah, I know you don't want to hurt your fighter. He's coming along well. What separated Devin Haney from Tank Davis and all of those, he dared to be great early. He took a chance. He took that leap. And then they had to watch him with all the belts. Sometimes it pays off. Sometimes it doesn't. It depends how you feel on your fight. And I think that Xander Zion is in a tough weight division.
Yeah.
154. There's so many killers. So if he was in just one division up 160, then I'd be like, let's go for it. Let's go for it, right? Because he has a better shot. But I mean, when you got the number one pound for pound fighter in your division, just him alone,
Jeez.
the presence, and then that puzzle that's Sebastian Fundora. That's got to be a puzzle for anybody.
He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
2 of the belts. Yep.
And now you got Bakram, who just
Bakram.
knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah. He's joined the mix now.
154 is loaded.
Yeah, this
It's
Sergey
loaded with
Boychuk
talent.
and Madrimov fight's gonna tell us a lot about those guys.
And that's like the thing with Xander. You feel like if Xander was at a different weight class, he probably could have
He'd
found
be
himself in a
champion.
title fight already. But like,
Yeah.
the fact that he's in 154, it's like you got Crawford, Fundora, and Bakram, 3 like, I don't know. I mean,
Then
it's
Errol
tough.
Spence Jr.
Yeah, Errol's there. Yeah, man. Virgil Ortiz. We still gotta
God.
see him.
It's just a murderous rows of just guys that are fighting at the 154. It's a murderous rows. It's just so tough, and he's just in a tough division. And I really think that had it been for not that division, he probably would be champion in another division. I really think so.
Yeah, man. For sure.
160, and I'm telling you, if he was just one division higher, I really believe it. Like he'd probably be fighting for one of the belts.
No doubt, man. He's pretty young still, so I mean, they don't have to rush. But, there's lots of if he's gonna make money, that's where you're gonna make it at 154. There's a lot of good fights there. Even like Tim Tszyu. I mean, you go chase a Tim Tszyu fight if you're Xander?
I don't know if Tim Tszyu. I feel like Tim Tszyu might take a couple fights in Australia to rebuild himself after 2 tough losses. But I mean, that does make sense. I just don't know if I see Tszyu's team or wanting to make that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, he's still a big draw in Australia, so maybe you go back to Australia and do a couple fights.
Shit, I would put him against Jerkenbeck at 160.
Janabek?
Fucking Xander Zion, I would put him against Jerkenbeck at 160.
Whoa. Nah, I don't know about all that, man. Really?
Janabek's another beast, though.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think he's too big.
Yeah.
Like, Janabek.
You think he's too big?
Yeah, he can't even make 60. Like, guy's passing out, trying to make 60.
Hard,
he's got 2 belts, though.
Yeah, he needs to vacate them and go try to get some 68 work.
Yeah.
Or go challenge Canelo. Maybe try to enforce. He's got belts.
I just hope he would be weight drained and depleting his size to fight Xander Zion.
Xander?
And you beat him.
Man. No, man. I mean, that 54 division is pretty loaded, but at the same time, Xander can definitely get in some big fights, man.
Yeah.
Like, even without champions. I mean, Tim Tszyu's got a brother. Shoot, Nikita Tszyu. I didn't even know that.
Nikita Tszyu, yeah.
Just like Naoya Inoue has a kid brother that just lost his
brother,
belt.
Yeah, his brother just got beat. That was disappointing.
Yeah. Yo, that guy who he's fighting though, that guy's crazy, man. Didn't they say like he killed somebody or something?
Yeah,
like,
December of last year, his opponent died like a month after the fight.
Yeah, he had like
on
that
the
Isaac
Naoya
Cruz
Inoue
pressure.
Big Brother's undercard.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fighting on
the
Naoya Inoue's undercard.
Okay.
Yeah. Them Japanese dudes were in there trying to impress Naoya Inoue for the Naoya Inoue trophy and the $100,000 check, whoever won that fight on top of bonus, and they went in there and punched each other's brains out, literally.
Jesus. Shout out to Thomas Hill. What's going on, my guy? Yo, man, so you think that Gento Nakatani and Takoma's fight's done then? It's in the ground?
Yeah, I feel like they were only going to make that if Takuma had the belt still, but he has lost it.
Right, yeah. I wanted that because, like, Naoya said he would fight Gento if he beat him.
If Junto fought Takuma and he beat him, that would have made for maybe a little rivalry between Inoue and Junto.
Yeah.
It would have made for a storyline at least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then we got Canelo Alvarez taking pictures in Japan, so it looks like he might fight in Japan. Hey, yes, think him and
No,
Inoue could do a card?
I don't think
I think
so.
there's too much money is
Yo,
in
there's
the
a
Yeah.
race
lot of
in there.
money, man.
Wait a
But
minute. Who are
anyway,
you gonna?
anyways, with Prime though, he's with Prime, so maybe
Yeah,
Prime backs him for real.
Yeah.
Ryan. Ryan, who do
Yo,
you who do you say take the back seat? Can you gonna convince Canelo Alvarez to go on the undercard, or are you gonna convince Naoya Inoue to go on the undercard?
yo,
Which
Canelo's
one?
not taking no
You're gonna
backseat to
and then
anybody.
why does Naoya Inoue need Saul Canelo Alvarez's help in Japan?
I don't think he needs his help.
He
I
already
just think it's
he
all
already sells.
it's for boxing. I think it's for boxing, right? Because then now you get
Yeah,
the
that would be
Mexicans
for
watching
America.
Japan. The Mexicans
Yeah,
are
well,
watching Japan.
if you
So
was putting Naoya Inoue on an undercard of Saul Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas, that would make sense. But not in
nah,
Japan.
it makes sense because you can promote Japan boxing to the Mexicans. We all know the Mexicans buy the pay-per-views. They're the ones who run boxing, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
you promote to that audience, right? But I totally see what you're saying. Yeah,
Who's headlining? Who's headlining?
man, Canelo's headlining, bro.
Oh, hell no!
Canelo's the
Naoya Inoue
freaking man,
headlining
bro.
in Japan. Hell no, he ain't taking no backseat. Hell
Yo,
no!
he gonna
Not
tell
in
anyway.
Japan.
This how you get hella pay-per-views, man. Let me show you how to
Yo,
do
that
it.
man, hey, listen, that man just sold out the Tokyo Arena for 55,000 Japanese people yelling his name. He don't need Saul for nothing.
Yo, they can even do a day apart, like a
Yeah.
Saturday
Yeah,
Sunday,
I'd like
yeah,
that.
they could do
like
that.
a separate
Yeah,
event.
that
Obviously, a double
would make
header.
sense.
They
That
could
would
do
make
that for
sense.
sure.
Oh,
That
that's
would
100
definitely.
right there. Oh
Both
yeah,
of them would get crazy
yeah.
views. Obviously, Canelo
Yeah.
getting his promotion in
I just thought
worldwide.
that people got it mixed up because Canelo was out in Japan just supporting his fighter. Somebody caught wind that he was going to Japan and quickly started spreading a rumor that he was going to fight on a card or something. But in
Well, he's still
actuality, what I
there.
felt was that he was just out there supporting his Mexican fighter. That's all I think it was.
Yeah, no, you could be right. Yeah,
And,
his fighter was fighting on
yeah,
the undercard.
his friend was there. He said he would be there for him. He booked a flight to Japan, and the world went crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All of a sudden, he's fighting with Naoya Inoue. You
but
know,
like I
I mean,
mean, we
matter of
seen
fact,
Mike Tyson go over there, right? Like we seen people
yeah,
go over there and try to fight. Japan's huge to some guys, so I mean, if you're not going to the UK, because I said Chris Eubank is apparently on the table now. I don't know how he's
Yeah.
getting that fight, but
it's crazy. But
Japan.
if you let them tell it, Naoya Inoue will be fighting Saul Canelo Alvarez in the next fight card. They're gonna be fighting each other.
Nah.
Hey, tell me.
Anyways, fighting Sam Goodman, isn't he? Next?
Yeah, he is in December.
24th.
Yeah.
He's gonna
That's
get killed.
crazy.
He's gonna get killed.
Sam Goodman's gonna get killed. I haven't
Yes.
seen him fight in a while. I think I saw
He's
him
gonna get killed.
on Kambosos Lomachenko card, was it?
You know
I'm not
what?
sure which
You
one
know
he was
why
on
he's gonna
last.
get killed? Because Sam Goodman can actually box, and when you
Mm.
box, that caters right into Naoya Inoue's fighting style. He's a better counter puncher. When you're
Oh.
awkward and you're like an awkward fighter, is what makes him reset. Like Luis Pantera Nari, like the awkward fighters that he was fighting, it gave Naoya
Yeah.
Inoue problems. But when you're a better boxer and you do the dance the way it's supposed to go, you're going out, baby. He's gonna knock
Okay.
Sam Goodman. Man.
So he
His
gotta fight
fighting
somebody
fighters
awkward.
caters. He's not awkward. Sam Goodman is
Yeah,
not
I
an
know
awkward
who's gonna
fighter.
I know who's gonna beat anyway, man.
Box.
I know who's gonna beat him. I know who's gonna beat anyway.
Don't say Junto. Do not say it, Junto.
And I know who's gonna beat Junto too. Bam Rodriguez. It's my guy, man.
Too
He
small.
beating
Too
both of them.
small. He's too
Both
small.
of those guys, bro.
Too small.
Bam's the freaking man, yo.
Nah,
He's the
too
man
small.
he's the man at 115, but
You can go up 3 pounds, beat up Junto.
Yeah, he ain't no Inoue. He ain't no Inoue.
Anyway, gonna duck that smoke. Watch, man.
Nah,
Anyway, gonna be like,
he's
nah,
special.
yo,
That dude is
Bam, you
special.
stay over there.
He look at Naoya Inoue has been up against every style you could present, and I believe coming into the Stephen Kubo Fulton, if I'm not mistaken, Stephen Kubo Fulton was the best 122 pounder in the world, and he was the most athletic
Cool
fighter.
boy Steph.
And Kubo Steph went all the way, traveled out to Japan, and he didn't win. a single round. I want you to keep that in mind. The best 122-pounder in the world didn't win a single round against him and was brutally knocked out.
That's all right. Cool boy not winning a round against Bam either. Bam stops him too, man.
Yo, what's up with your boy Bam Rodriguez right now being accused of
next week.
Ducking the smoke with his idol, but sparring against him.
Oh, apparently they're gonna fight in Saudi. I heard something like
I heard that they're planning that for the February 22nd show.
Yeah, they're supposed to fight in Saudi. Yeah, apparently that's what's being talked about.
Bam said he didn't want to fight him.
I know, because Bam gonna stop him. But Bam gonna stop him too, man.
Garcia said that he's
fighting these old wash dudes though.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sonny Edwards, that was good, but like he was
small. Sonny was so small.
Yeah,
Sonny, it was apparent on fight night. He was so small than Bam. I'm not going to take away from Bam's craftiness, ring IQ, and ring generalship. He's a crafty fighter, a slick style fighter, and he has a good understanding of boxing. But now when he looks good against these guys. What happens when a guy on his level steps to him? That's what I got to see.
Yeah, I agree. You got to see that still.
It's just like Tank. We talked about it. We know Tank's good. Yeah. He doesn't have a good dancing partner. I don't believe he's lived up to his potential, and he hasn't gotten a chance to show it. But has he done it yet?
That's not his fault.
That's the problem I'm having. We keep defending him with these lackluster guys, and in my hearts of hearts, I know he's a better fighter. He just needs a good dancing partner, but I'm in agreement he hasn't done it.
So
I know Bam Rodriguez is a good fighter. I know he's a good fighter, Bam Rodriguez. He just hasn't done it yet. That's all.
So you think Tank's fighting Roach on the 14th still, or do we think that fight's gonna get pushed back?
I think Tank said I saw something somewhere that Tank said, I'm fighting in December, like confirming that it was still on.
Yeah.
I saw Roach this morning on an interview. Look at the guys. Let me share a piece of information with you guys. I saw Roach on a podcast interview confirming the fight. If you go right now and on Houston in the event that they're scheduling, I dare you, on your cell phone, call for the event. There's no event booked. There's no ticket sales, and they say in their building they say that day is actually empty. If you would like to rent it, we can set it up for you.
So the
day that he's fighting Lamont Roach in that stadium, the date is not even booked.
Man,
in Houston, Texas.
This is weird, man. Because, like, if I was going to the fight, I'd be pissed right now. Like, listen, when you want to buy your hotel,
that's how we do our investigation on our boxing channel. You could check out to see if a fight is official, if the event has been booked and scheduled. And they'll say the tickets don't go on sale now; they're coming soon. But it'll schedule the date.
Yeah.
There's no date for Tank Davis on December 14th against Lamont Roach anywhere.
Oh man, but Tank's never really lied to us though. Like he said in the last promotion he didn't like it, so he didn't show up to the grand arrival. So I mean, he's not happy with him. He gonna say it.
Yeah, according to Tank Davis's math, December 14th. That means we're 1 month and 14 days out from the fight, and you don't got the event booked.
I know, man. It's very poor organization.
Who's buying hotel rooms? Who's renting? I'm buying plane tickets. Who's coming down to move heaven and earth? For all of a sudden, you would announce on the last week, "Oh, I got injured. Fight's off, motherfucker." You never rented. You never rented.
Don't say that, bro. That'd be terrible.
But I'm just saying it has to be fake then, because if you never had the venue, you never had plans to fight.
Yeah. They said it's a venue issue, so I don't.
Have you ever been told that you were going to go to a concert? Have you ever been told you were going to a concert and you bought tickets and you got there and they didn't show up and they scammed you out of your money for your tickets?
They've double booked concerts before where guys had to Had
Yeah, and I've done that
dates.
before. I traveled out,
Yeah.
and these people never knew they were even performing that night, and they scammed us out of tickets. I've seen that. I know
Oh,
what
shoot.
cloud chasing looks like to keep your name active.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
suspicious that if you call for the fucking venue on the exact where they have the flyer out, it says exactly where they're gonna fight, what center. Call the center. They're like,
right.
we don't got no book. No, do you want to rent it on December 14th? Because it's available.
Shoot. So, man, this is weird. This whole thing is weird, man, with the PBC.
Weird. It's weird. It's
Even
weird.
like their last event with the Tim Zoo, like that looked bad, man. I know people that went, they said it was empty. And they said like it was empty in there.
That's a really small venue in there, the Caribe Royale. It's like a That's like it's like a little.
I heard they were giving away $1 tickets.
Oh yeah, I saw that. The $1 tickets.
Yeah,
we still couldn't fill the place up. Like that's concerning, man.
That's in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Jamaine Ortiz is fighting there
on Friday.
Yeah, that's where Boxlab usually does their fights at a Caribbean.
Yeah, Boxlab does all their fights there, all their events. Yeah. So does Most Valuable Promotions usually.
Oh yeah, MVP. Oh okay.
Boxlab is gladiator school. If you fight yourself out of Boxlab, then you can fight. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, it's like pro box in a way.
You're right. Yeah, like pro box. Like pro box is the same thing. You know, because the pro box always wants to throw the best fighters they have because they're building their network. So they want exciting fights. And you fight your way out of pro box, Boxlab, places like that, you know, then you start ready to make the transition to the world stage. You know,
a lot of them have already, man. Like the guy fought Morel on the Rider season card, Hot Rod. Ronnie Rios, who just fought Nick Ball.
Angelo
Leo, who just won a
Leo.
title.
Yeah. Antonio Moran, who fought
Damon Roach, got a tank fight. He's a pro box guy now.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, you can definitely make it if you get a couple wins on pro box. You get that call up to the big leagues.
Regis Progress went from the zone on big leagues back to he came out of pro box to the zone backwards, and now he's going to bare knuckle fighting. Regis Progress. He just keeps going backwards.
Yo,
he'll be a bare knuckle fighter in a week. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, he was with Lou DiBella when DiBella lost the HBO contract, so
yeah,
he just was there at the wrong time, man. Lou DiBella was hot when he had that HBO contract. Then when that went down,
saw
Lou went down.
DiBella on Pro Box the other day, I think.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies fight there, Metcalf.
Yoshida and what's her? So I don't remember his name.
Yeah. It's like a rematch, I guess. But nah, yeah, man. Pro Box TV, they doing big things. I don't know why the PBC doesn't go work with them more.
Nobody really works with them. Yeah. At least promotions don't.
I think like
PBC,
Top Rank sends a lot of guys down there.
Top Rank has Kelvin Davis. They've sent him on Pro Box a couple times.
Yeah, I've seen a few dudes from Top Rank. I guess Chris Colbert went over there.
What do you guys know about What do you guys know about Abdullah Mason's next fight?
It's next Saturday, right? Against I don't remember the dude's name, but some like 25-5 Spanish dude.
Whose undercard is he fighting under?
Keyshawn Davis.
Keyshawn Davis undercard? Okay.
Yeah. The Scope in Norfolk.
Yeah.
That's
Keyshawn Davis is one of the top prospects right now. You know,
he's not even a prospect anymore. If he wins this fight, he's going to fight for a title probably.
He's a contender at this fight. But another prospect they were pushing along that I thought should have been and kind of like was kind of exposed, Bruce Carrington.
Yeah.
You know, Bruce Shushu. I mean, his last performance, I was like,
thought he lost that. He got outlanded.
He's fighting. Yeah.
And he's
fighting in a couple weeks, man.
He's fighting on the Jake Paul card.
Jake Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, good for him, but that's kind of confusing. I mean, it's because he's idolizes Mike Tyson, and that's like Like, imagine he loses on that, or had I don't know. It's just,
that'd be bad for Top Rank. This
right
is
there,
who Abdullah Mason's fighting.
5-1.
Johan
21 knockout.
Vasquez. Yeah, his loss was to the Mongolian Mole, man. He got stopped by the Mongolian Mole.
So I expect Abdullah to stop him even earlier.
8 rounds.
Abdullah's special,
shoot,
man.
why'd it go
I
off?
like him.
Yeah,
He's got some
30-year-old
more.
Dominican. Abdullah is special.
Abdullah should stop him. Oh yeah.
After that fight, I want to see Abdullah fight some names.
Yeah, he got more fights than Keyshawn. That's crazy.
Yeah, I want to see him fight somebody at least top 18, top 20, 15,
maybe
somewhere
ranked,
down on the lower.
Ranked in
Huh?
some sanctioning body.
Yeah, somebody ranked in some. Okay, yeah, I can agree to that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Abdullah's in one of those situations that we talk about, just like young Xander Zion. I think he's further back than young Xander Zion. I think Xander Zion's a little further along.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in one of those situations like that where you feel, and then Abdullah's in a good weight division. You know what I mean, too. You know, he's got some pretty decent names there. You know,
going on Thomas Hill, Joe Pete.
Yeah, lightweight's different because you got guys like Tank and Shakur, who it's gonna be tough to get a belt off them. But then you got
Loma,
who is just waiting to be beat, and then Loma, who seems like he's gonna retire soon. So that belt will probably become vacant. So
yeah,
I think that would become a good weight class in the future.
Yo, Yankees right now got the bases loaded, no outs, and it's 5-6, brother. Just I'm letting you know.
They up or they lose?
We're in trouble right now. This guy just walked out to the mount, so crazy. Anyway,
Shohei Ohtani.
No. The Yankees pitchers up on the mound, and the Yankee coach walked out to the mound and had them talking. Bases are loaded. They're the Yankees are up by one run, 6-5, but there's no outs.
Oh shoot, that's not good, bro.
Yeah, there's right now. He just got back on the mound. The pitcher just went back on. He's preparing to come out to pitch number 30. Luke Waverly is on the mound right now, and he's in the hole right now. No outs, bases loaded, 6-5, in the top of the 8th.
Jeez. Oh, Robert Merriweather, he's also fighting there too.
He was supposed to fight on the card I'm at, but he got moved a week back.
He got moved.
Shoot, I thought he was signing pro box.
I interviewed him a couple weeks ago. I was like, are you had this opportunity come about? And he was like, my manager's just like set it up. Like, yeah, I still work with pro box, but I got on a Top Rank show. And then he was like, if I have a good performance, then maybe I could sign with Top Rank, but gotta look good.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Pro Box, man. Gary Jonas, he said he's not gonna stop guys from trying to get bigger opportunities. Like he said, that's what it's all about. So shout out for him, man. He's put his guys on top level cards, and Angelo Leo's come out on top so far as a champ. So, you know,
what do you guys feel about Jose Valenzuela walking away from his coach?
That was weird because it seemed like Benavidez didn't even know he did that until he did.
No, I saw the interview. Yeah, he didn't have no idea. He was out coaching another fight.
Yeah, we was watching that fight. He was coaching out.
He was on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, I think that sometimes fighters like that make a mistake. I remember Andy the Destroyer Ruiz left his coach right after the fight of Anthony Joshua, and he came in like 32 pounds overweight.
Yeah,
you know, these fighters now, you know, and then the coaches win, and their fighter becomes a champion, and you know their paycheck, what they're asking is a little bit higher, and now these guys don't want to pay it.
That's what I think it was, man. He took Jose's little percentage out. You know, they probably call Ryo now for the fights, and he's looking at it like, why am I gonna pay 3-5% for a manager? When I'm getting all these calls now that I'm champ.
Well, we're gonna see what happens, because you know if Jose loses his belt on his first title defense or in the rematch, you know exactly what they're gonna say.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, but he should have called Senior, yo. He should have called Jose Benavidez Senior. And at least gave him a heads up, man, before he did all that. Put it out in the open.
Yeah.
Because like from what I saw the interviews with Jose, he kind of said that he already offered Ryo his release. Like he was like, "Yo, man, if you want to go, like you can just go, man." So I mean, now it's gonna be a legal thing, and people are saying like, "Yeah, it's gonna be," but maybe Jose feels away now. Maybe he's gonna go to court. Like, nah, the contract I can't give it to you now. I gotta be your manager. We gotta do this thing out.
6-6.
Yeah, they could have just did it civilly, but they tied it.
They tied it 6-6. 1 out.
Oh shoot.
Otani is up batting.
Oh, you guys are gonna lose, bro.
Come on now, we ain't losing nothing. All right.
Yo, that guy's box office, man. I'm so mad, yo.
His arm is hurt. He's hurt.
He's
He's
supposed to be up here. He's supposed to be up north, yo. He's supposed to come to Toronto and save us, man. Guy was on his way. And then he said, yo, they know I'm coming. Forget that.
Hold on. You know why we're losing? I know why we're losing. Because we're doing this interview, right? And my Yankee hat is not in view. There it is.
You ain't got the
That's
Yankee
what it
hat.
is. It's right there in the corner.
Man.
See? Okay, now we're getting out of the inning. That's what it is. That's what it was. You're jinxing me. Yo.
Shout out to the Yanks, man.
Yeah, man. Well, they're doing what they got to do, man. Well, listen, Ryan, man, listen, thank you for having me on this show. I'm going to have to lock into this game. This is getting me stressed out.
Yeah.
My family's calling me. My brother keeps calling me. I don't know. I got to consult with the Oracle, okay? Yep. I got to go consult with the Oracle and look at the crystal ball. Come on, Yankees. Let's go. You know what I mean? Listen.
Yeah, I'm about to head out anyway too, man.
I have to put the mojo in. All right, listen. Ryan, I love you. Hey, yo, my man, thank you for coming on, topping it up with us. You guys can reach me at Round One Sports Talk. Please give this video a like. It's been an amazing show. Thank you for all your support. Hey, yo, Ryan up north, thank you for having me on.
No problem, man.
I got to go right now because this is driving me crazy right now, and I can't even concentrate right now. I'm beside myself. I don't even know how to act right now. I don't even know how to like sign off. I just want to pick this all up and just. That's why I don't bet in sports no more. You see? All right. And my therapist says I'm doing good now. Okay. Yep. All right. All
right, man.
All right, guys. Hey, yo, my man. Thank you, Green. Yo, my man. Thank you for having. I'm talking with us, chopping it up. Nice to meet you. Thank you. I just gotta go. This is getting crazy. We're almost out of the inning. He caught it. He's running. He's scoring it. I gotta go. I'm gone. I'm gone.
All right, bye. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Green, let them know where the people can find you at, Ian.
Just at top boxing news on Instagram, man. I'm gonna try and get some. I'll be at the press conference tomorrow for Foster and Concasio and the weigh-in on Friday, and then I'll be trying to give you guys live coverage of the whole fight week and interviews.
That's dope, man.
Posted the event.
Make sure you guys go check that out, man.
Thanks for having me on, Ryan. I know it was late.
No problem, man. Anytime, brother.
All right, I'll catch you.
Catch you later, man. Yeah, man. Go check out Ian Green at Top Boxing News. Definitely drop some great content. You know what I mean? But we gonna log on out, man. Rocked out for a couple hours. It was a good live stream. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Make sure you smash the like button, share, subscribe. And hopefully I'll be back on the weekend sometime to talk about the fights. Maybe do a live fight chat, maybe. But shout out to everybody who tuned in, man. I really appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love, support. And we out, man. Peace.
What? I will slap you if you don't move this car. I'm gonna slap you. I'm gonna slap you. Okay.